As much as this is a battle of the minds and strategy might come into it in terms of counter-stratting and wondering, if you can deal with these unorthodox compositions that Talon are running, I think a bigger part is going to be their mentalities and whether they can settle those nerves, because Gorilla and Frost have spoken about it, both of these teams actually, in terms of that being a deciding factor. Can deal with these unorthodox that opening matchup that they had.
Remember, there are huge amounts of rookies on the stage right now. You might have watched these teams throughout this year, and even remember some of the cores into the previous year as well, but they haven't been on big stages very often. These are two teams that have done a great job of earning their spot this year at Champions. But one of the big narratives that I think we have to touch on very early here as we're about to watch the pistol is what the desk mentioned about Primi. Talon only needed to win one game to get them to champs after they'd earned that spot in playoffs. They brought in Primi. He got a 4K on both sides of Lotus in the match they played against Secret to win those pistols. He literally won them that map just through that impact. Whereas Vitality on the other side, winning nearly 60% of their pistol rounds, 60% of their bonuses. They are used to getting off to hot beginnings in these maps. Only one narrative can prevail here.
Let's see if that raw firepower of Primi is enough to carry them over the line, or will it be those set ideas that Vitality have coming into it? Early on, you're seeing it. Vitality posture over towards the B side.
Tepat waktu kita streamingnya adik-adik.
Reveal too much, and perfectly willing to slow it all down.
Tepat waktu. Iya, gue tahu. Udah gue dapat silver chat. Oke, Wahyu, thank you.
Looks like they're thinking about it. It's in the back of their minds, and they do bait out some of that utility, but Runner needs to put his best foot forward.
Akhirnya Ascension ada di Jakarta, bro.
So with that opening kill,
gue sih pengen nonton sih, fix banget, bro. Udah pakai jersey keramat aja. Loh. Aku tuh bocil PRX yang tersakiti aja.
Look how well Vitality are bleeding out utility here, and they still have nearly full breach util and paranoia and horn and boombot. Vitality are winning the utility game right now.
Losing the map control game. Jitpoise though. Jago P gets the info, needs to back away here with a paranoia to bail himself.
Kita lihat Talon dan Vitality hari ini, guys. Dua perwakilan apak. Dua perwakilan apak. Apakah akan pulang? Apakah dua-duanya akan pulang? Wah, bodoh Talon anjing. Streaming waifu, cok.
Now it comes down to these individual moments. Jitpoise, classic game is looking sharp today, but
1v3.
Not going to be enough. Ban's left to do quite a lot. A lot of damage done. Kicks and treks, but you've got to think that discipline. Vitality, contact and treks. The Phoenix win it out. There's plenty more players where that came from. So, pistol round, keeping it going here. Vitality, the statistics, lead in the charts with it.
And I think you can see in that pistol why they've been so successful.
Just teori siapa lagi nih? Siap melihat PRX pulang, harus siap. Siap banget gua ngeliat PRX kalah gak lolos pertama kalinya. Siap banget gua.
Because they had little time left on the clock. Yes. But if you're comfortable in
emang
that
harus kayak gitu dulu, bro. Kayak Fnatic gitu. Fnatic abis kalah, ngubah strategi langsung.
Raw individualism, not able to find the value there for Talon. And Vitality putting up big weaponry, Vandal, Phantom, looking to bring that into their bonus round. Another reason why Vitality have got off to such incredible beginnings in their halves. Over a third of the halves, they start up 4-0 just by winning that pistol, follow-up, bonus, follow-up.
It's a big deal. Not just for the economy, obviously.
Phantom dan Vandal sudah dibeli, Bung, oleh Trex dan Kicks dari Vitality.
I think the Sender's calling's very
Talon sih benar-benar apak banget loh. Ronde 2 nggak beli apapun. Semuanya klasik, buang nyawa aja udah. Biasanya kan kalau tim Amerika, tim EMEA masih beli sheriff buat bisa ngadu gitu. Kalau ini nggak ada, bro.
So Talon are going to feel comfortable here, but Sender's calling on attack side. He's going to look to pick them to pieces.
Okay.
Early plan here for Vitality. There shouldn't be too much danger here for them. Stack of talent did not pay off. Just thinking about the compositions as well.
Alon mau menyerang bersama ke B.
These are the usual compositions that they will play on these maps.
Ascension 2004 di Jakarta, yoi.
You've got to think that they play out differently, I suppose. The usual flow chart that we would go into, I think, talking about Lotus, you're talking about
betul sekali, Al.
All over towards A, trying to build up showstoppers for the execs.
The showstopper is still going to be a really big tool that both teams rely on their attack side, but for Vitality, we have actually seen quite a few teams lean into this double initiator look on Lotus. Where it's supposed to succeed on the defense side is by playing a lot of these heavy retakes. Use plant denial and then retakes to be able to build up.
Cuma ada satu.
That's an area that Vitality have struggled with. So when the sides swap, then it's anybody's game.
Yeah.
Ascension habis champion. Iya, September.
But I think
Ascension di Jakarta September, bro. Gua nggak ngerti cara daftar ya. Yang ngerti tolong kasih tahu gua ntar ya. Cara nontonnya gimana itu? Bayar tiketnya berapa? Gua beli, bro. Gua pengen nonton langsung anjir. September belasan lah, sebulan dari sekarang gue. Kayak 14 apa 15 tadi gue lihat.
Value gain from that one, but Runner just overextending into the corner, not anticipating it.
Yeah, not thinking that was going to be coming through. Nice pickup from Cruz, good positioning too. We see that from quite a few teams. But you're right, doesn't normally end in a kill. Vandal, not wasted. Safe gets that one back. Very, very far away from a showstopper. Not even a single point gained for Safe there on that attack side. So it's going to be looking like building up towards that Rolling Thunder instead. Here you see Kicks prioritizing the orb. He's got the
kena trap nih guys. Deadlock.
Mesh, but it's bursted down at a moment's notice, and they do have this insert. Now a nade over towards B as well. It's posturing occurring, trying to pull these players away to potentially allow Sender to get a cheeky kill, but he's just holding the space for now. Takes the speed. I mean, a peak timing. Ban. The TLN in his hands.
Ban.
From Sender. That
Primi mati nih.
He's going to walk about.
Tuh kan, Primi mati kan.
So alone taking that one, and spam through the smoke will do most of the job.
Wow, Talon.
Around basically before it even begins.
And this is what I'm talking about. The Vitality
Talon.
Just so good. You see that.
Lucu kamu Talon.
Could have been called on the fly either way. A bit of C pressure, break the barrier mesh as soon as it's placed, and get Sender deep. Talon don't really have that protocol.
20 ya? 20 September ya?
That's a really nice idea.
Yeah,
lupa gue berapa.
There perfectly. There's not much that Ban can do to think about that.
Yeah.
Unless he's got teammates with him that are willing to flush that out. Both teams should start to get ideas about this kind of stuff, and maybe.
Saingannya tim Thailand sama Filipina, soalnya mereka juga kuat. Gua nggak kenal nih, kan tim Secret gitu-gitu palingan ya. Gak mungkin ada PRX, karena PRX gak lewat Ascension aja, jadi udah franchise. Door, oh my god. Aris serius bro? Lu gak bisa nembak ya? Sini gua ajarin nembak deh. Kelas.
That was with Runner dying at the start to Odin spam straight off the rip. No value gain from his death.
Sayang sekali bro. Bener-bener bonus round pun kalah.
That people were expecting to see from Vitality.
Kacau.
Coming into the tournament.
Right out the gates.
Exactly. If they can sustain this,
Kacau.
then they will start to flip people's perspective of how the team's performing. Because it was a big shock to a lot of people that they ended up going down to Trace early.
And of course, you know, I mean, they were peaking at the right times in EMEA regionally, making it all the way to the finals.
Even with a role change too, right? They had to recover their season. A lot of people thinking that Vitality would be a great team, really good rookie signings. They didn't do much for the first half of the year, and they recovered that by putting Safe back onto duelist, swapping up a few of their roles, making a coaching change. And for them to go out in groups today would be devastating for these guys.
No, truly. The expectations are much higher. But for both teams as well, I think the expectations that they've set for themselves are quite high, as we were talking about.
Buset, Governor tiba-tiba beli Odin loh, lagi pada nge-save loh. Keren.
He felt like that he should have won that map or match against Leviathan initially.
And I don't think it's completely unreasonable. There was certainly, you know, 80%
Mati deh,
of the
Cruz
game
deh.
where Talon were playing very close to left.
Cruz uncleared. All good. Okay, still peeks out into the open though.
And this Odin's
Lu ngapain nge-pick terus?
You're watching the way that Governor's
Lu ngapain
playing.
nge-pick?
He doesn't want to lose the Odin. He's playing it in quite a safe, passive
Lu
spot.
ngapain nge-pick?
That BC connector.
Kan lu
May get a chance to have some damage.
Lu kan gak ketahuan ya, babi.
Incredibly cautious by them. I mean, only again at the 20-second mark, they're making sure they can use full usage of the time. And they have sniffed out the successful A stack, so get the plant down safely over towards B as well. If they can string together a couple of more of these kills,
itu Odin save. Gue pikir beli anjir. Oh iya, tadi kan dia beli Odin tadi juga.
They've got most areas locked down. Sender very aware.
Mati nih Primi nih.
One way propped up in front of him.
Waduh.
And this should be a very standard job just to clean up these last players.
I'm not sure the Governor's even going to want to go down here. I think saving the Odin would be a priority, but he's got no chance.
No chance.
The breach util comes flooding into that connector. And so far, it's Sender's calling that's pushing them over the line. Vitality are playing like a very disciplined, well-oiled machine. Talon with an incredibly early tag time.
I was about to wonder, when was it going to come out? Because, yeah, I think the calling has just been, as you mentioned, it's stellar, despite the fact that Vitality have been coming into some of these rounds, losing a player with the first
Got you.
They've still managed to navigate.
Perasaan kemarin Talon lumayan, iya kan, Talon waktu lawan Fnatic kemarin bagus loh.
Talon need to be disruptive.
Primi itu bagus mainnya kemarin. Oh ini ngakak ya, ngakak kocak ini ya. Pasifik. Nah kan lo diomelin kan lo sama coach dari Eropa kan. Kemarin pada mainnya bagus, Primi. Lu gua bayar mahal karena lu tuh nomor 1 Radiator deh, tapi kenapa performance lu kayak tai? Masa lu kalah sama om-om brewok kayak Saiful? Lama-lama nama lu gue berubah jadi Primful. Diomelin dia sama coach.
Figure out what happens when you take the fight to Vitality. You already know what happens when you just sit passively, you lose it. Got to change something up.
I get stuck in, get a bit active. Just to switch things up a little bit here.
I get players online. Primi and Governor yet to find a kill. We've been talking a lot about nerves. It's an elimination game.
Primi kalau di pick berdua juga nggak jadi jago. Gila. Kata siapa bos? Sering kok tim-tim lain 1 lawan 2 menang bro. Bisa bro menang kalau lu jago.
It is harsh, yeah. With inexperienced players sometimes, listen, a bit of coddling doesn't go amiss, but here we're going to see a bit of an explosive fight over towards A Rubble. Both of these teams gearing up like they want to try and clash here with a fault line. Signaling quite a lot. TP sees, connects, and that is beautiful timing.
Mantap, Governor. Mantap. Prediksi yang bagus,
It's a big opener with Sender now gone. And a re-exploration out towards C Mound. Doubled up Talon. This is Primi and Ban side by side, going to be catching runner. Unaware, shoulder to the side still.
Nice banget.
Adjusting in time, but this is a massive advantage now for Talon. It's all about
gitu dong mainnya dong, biar aku nggak ngantuk. Nih aku udah mulai ngantuk nonton kalian ini. Ini 1v2 menang nih. Tuh. Nah gitu maksud gua. 1v2-nya seru kan? Nah gak ketahuan nih. Nice. Aduh. Mantap, itu kalau nggak mati lucu banget itu. 1v2.
Plan will get the ult online.
Another spot where Ban and Primi probably need to be getting a little active, pushing forwards, catching kicks as he goes to the plant.
This time committing to it. You've seen no signs of life, and already right from behind, there's the backstab. Talon. They don't want to let that one slip.
Mantap.
Beginning of that round when they get off to such a good start with those 2 opening kills.
That's a very solid tag timeout and good adjustment.
Kenapa Primi Gaming dibantai gini? Omelin Jos.
Instead of sitting passively
omelin. Performance-nya tidak baik.
Get that information. Seize nade, well timed together to be able to punish Sender off the rip, but then the double push coming out through C, catching onto runner, opening up the map massively and forcing Vitality's hand. They had to go for the reactive.
Lu baru menang 1.
They had no info left.
Cina.
Take the cipher down. We were waiting for both of these
Padahal bukan
players
Cina
to get
loh.
off the blocks.
Mukanya Cina banget tapi gila. Buset. Mukanya bener-bener strip anjing matanya.
Why his team was able to get across the line.
Probably going to see more of that proactivity from Talon. I mean, the rubble fight worked out massively in their favor. It was a really good idea.
You see Sender not going for the same teleport this time. There is some.
Padahal Korea. Iya makanya. Matanya strip, cuk.
Hold it against Nade, barrel down to the feet. Safe is in so much danger here. And a bullet spraying away. Governor is positioning here, but an ult earned up. At least from the prior round, so Kicks is holding on to this roll in front with the plant.
Gue beli lu bandar champion nanti, tunggu aja lu. Grand Finals gue beli lu. Sekarang ngumpulin duit dulu gue.
Unlikely contender, still wants a tango.
Yeah.
The kills are being primed up. For the taking, TP going to reposition now. Roland Thunder pushing them back and away to defuse. Will not be able to be stuck. And look at this from Sender, is working magic. Miracles across the map, making it so damn uncertain still.
Nice.
Down now, just to the one player. It's Kicks, time running so damn short. It's got to be on his side. The shorty out. But already the round is won. Luckily for him,
And
Governor cannot play towards it.
That's a 3v5 recovery from Vitality. Another situation where the Talon leadership will be kicking themselves.
Sorry,
Losing their minds
Andika.
at what happened there. Safe goes down early on, but they secure the B site, and this play from Sender's
Watch party offline PRX di Jogja. Oh, maksudnya nobar gitu kayak bola ya di Jogja ya.
The shortfalls of the Deadlock comp. Love this.
Udah watch party di sini aja lah.
With the fade out, so there's no noise.
Nanti Ascension ke Jakarta, guys. Kita nonton bersama, guys. Kelas.
Sender again, the
Ketika main gini, Bro Primi lagi turu deh, adik. Kalau nggak turu, dia lagi bengong. Kena deh lo.
The rest of this game. This opening map, it needs to go Talon's way. Sunset for Vitality, in my opinion, one of their best maps, if not the best map for them.
And kind of low down in Talon's map pool as well.
So
the choices for Talon today to ban were Icebox or Sunset. They went for Icebox. So if Talon are able to win here and win on Bind, it's a very winnable series for them. It really is. But at the moment, underperforming their expectations, their standard.
Sender, kamu sedang apa?
Still plucks Sender out of that picture. You need to make plays like that when the weaponry is low. Going for the stack over towards C.
Yeah, they already cleared Sender from this spot. They didn't see anybody else, and yet the rotate still comes through to 5 stack on C, leaving all the rest of the map open. I think that's a mistake, but they'll be rewarded.
Talking about mistakes, man. Safe is almost getting crushed in the hydraulics of the map.
And he's played a really bad game so far. I'm not just talking about the scoreboard. There have been so many moments where Safe is getting caught out. Not what I expected at all from top 5 duelist.
Opportunities.
Ya, Primi.
Trex is hearing all sorts of footsteps.
Ya, Primi.
With the macro play here, the fast flank of Talon is
Ya, Primi tadi bisa dapat Trex padahal lu. Kacau.
Onto the B site. Flanks on flanks.
Both teams here will be wondering what the hell the other is doing.
Yeah, there's so much unknown. With the Nightfall committed as well, you've got to be aware, obviously, of the one position, but it's fully avoided out wide.
Tidak ada yang kena.
Okay, there's nobody on B. They planted B, there's no one here.
Yeah. And who's going to be playing this one for the post? What have they got for it? Sees, flying but dodged. Aftershock, and one of their own as well. That util combo is nasty. No kill annihilation now popped off Talon.
Tidak kena.
Going for the stick kick. Coming through these smokes as well. A bit of spam. We'll see them. And they're all lining up for it.
Tuh lihat, 1v4 aja bisa menang, bos. Lu lihat, bos, 1v4 aja bisa menang kalau lu 4-4-nya tolol. Nah, contohnya kayak tim tolol satu itu tuh. Nge-push satu orang aja, takut lu. Berempat lu padahal lu. Berempat loh.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big advantage.
They picked off Sender, they picked off Safe.
Tolol gitu.
It was a 5v3 again. And yeah, the weaponry's not that great. And the plant position is awkward to deal with.
Kerjaannya adalah ngabsen. Lu pikir banyak nonton Windah nih di absen mulu sih jadinya.
Clash over towards the rubber angle. Last time Vitality were not favored in this one, so they're willing to concede it very early on. Can't get that space. Pivot by Trex potential there. He's just trying to catch the contact with these players. Pre-aim with the bullets.
Trying to make as much noise on B as possible, make himself feel big as Vitality flood into C instead.
C-nya kosong, dilepas. Ini Talon gue lihat-lihat sistemnya kebanyakan main retake terus loh. Dan retake mereka tuh kurang bagus padahal. Gua agak kurang setuju sih sama strategi retake. Kayak at least lo tuh ngambil at least lo inilah coba gitu, jangan fully retake. Lu fully retake, lu nya kagak bisa masuk. Kalah nih.
A lot to do in this spot. Time ticking away. You can hear it, the spike, and this is going to become a problem. And the call is made already. They're just backing away. Got to save some of these guns. But this is a brutal beginning for Talon, as we've already mentioned. The map pool, when you zoom out, Sunset, it's not one what they're favored on. If they go down early into this series, I mean, where do they win?
Guys, bangunin kalau Talon udah 4 ya.
It's another 5v3, Brent.
Yeah.
Another one. That's 3 in a row.
The player advantages, you cannot be dropping them like this.
Especially when Safe is not winning his duels. He's at the bottom of the scoreboard, 2 and 4. Kicks died getting the plant down. Safe dies taking a duel that's pretty reasonable. He just can't get it, and you fumble the 5v3 retake. Doesn't matter what kind of macro ideas you've got if you're losing advantage spots like that.
Just fumbling it here. Bullets are flying forwards towards these Vitality players. Safe's almost dropped.
Another round where Safe's very weak and is going to struggle to get value. Another team flash from Vitality.
It feels flustered from both of these teams, but now there's going to be a fight taken with the showstopper in the hands of Governor. No kills to be found. Any sort of damage as well, but it might be supplemented at least. Primi, the rest of his squad going to be alongside it. Full stack of these players.
Give him another one and then win the 3v5 again. Apparently there need to be 2 sacrifices in order for Vitality to win the rounds. Blood for the Blood God. They're going back over towards C here. This is where the barrier mesh was laid down early on. That is going to be expiring at some point, but Ban's trying to keep that timing in the back of his head. He can hear the shots now too, so he knows for probably the first time that Vitality are looking to end C.
They're in the fight here. Gravida's going to be held.
At the same time, they actually have opportunities to go back to runner. You know, they're not full committed to C right now.
Might be soon. Sensors at their back. Kicks needs to be careful of overstepping himself. He's pulled out a lot of that util from the Talon players. And players
they're looking
as well.
to go B. Look at the spot that Runner's got himself into.
Okay.
It's difficult, though, for Safe to get in here. Even with Showstopper, he's so weak.
Cruiser Spam could make all the difference. Trex is firing. This guy, light him up. Primi, exactly chance potentially there, but he not dead yet, but doesn't offer to use it here. Sitting into the fight. Now, damage still done to these Vitality players, but at least they're into the post-plant themselves, and the Neuro Theft lighting up most of them. Talon feeling uncertain, shaky territory. Even with the Nightfall as well, catching. Noise cut away from Jit Boys. Ward broken as well. A battle on multiple fronts. Trex is locking it down fully, entirely. A tap from Governor, but now looking this way, that way, 180 direction. Not enough eyes available for him to even know which way to play it around in. This is Vitality again. Now they're just walking all over them.
And I said that Vitality's defense was not amazing, and Talon will look good on the attack side. It doesn't matter if you end up losing this half to this kind of degree. The second half, it's not even really going to get played.
I know. It's, at this point, money's not good for the next round as well for Talon. Spoiler alert. Probably figure that one out yourself.
They need somebody to go huge on this eco to get them back in. They need an 8-4 half here. I mean, could they maybe do it with a 9-3 and a pistol? Like, you're stretching at that point. Really? You are really stretching. And if they lose this, the series is looking so tough to win, almost impossible. And that's champs on the line for Talon, a team that did a great job of even getting here in the first place. They want to use this opportunity.
Absolutely. You don't want to just let it drop and slip away. Another exit. 2 matches played, and that's it. That's all you've got to showcase on the big stage. You can't have that being the case. I think back to the beginning, we're talking about the nerves at play, at work. This match, big portion of it feels like who is going to be able to get more comfortable on the stage faster. For Vitality right now, they're in large amounts of control. Safe opportunities for him to get onto the board of a couple of these eco kills. Door open wide. Ban can only do so much. Primi does return that fire now into the 2 versus 2.
There are chances.
Yeah,
there are definitely chances here, but they can't deny the plant. And there's 2 massive ultimates available for Vitality. Primi's got a couple of lives available to him, but massive advantage still in favor of Vitality here.
Talon are just so, I think, scared right now. The possibility that a player could have lurked behind them. You can tell, contacted most of the way into this fight. And Kix is going to be taking that contact with just the jiggle, the jump up as well. That's a punish. Primi, what a peek. Might be trying to make this one workable. Playable. Smoke's dropped down from Jit Boys as well. Heads barely popped up and over. Safe. You have an ult to play with as well. The nade up and over 2. Satchel through. Paranoia. Blinded. Oh, not quite. Avoided. Jit Boys, though, sticking this one. What is the play right now? Fight to be won. Ult. Bounded. Up against the wall. But it's already stuck. Talon. They steal that one away. Can they even be happy with it still? I suppose so. Listen, every single round is going to count at this point.
And that was the round where they had the weak economy. So it is still possible for them to get that 8-4 half up. Safe was banking there on the fact that Jit Boys was just fake tapping on that first one, scared of the ultimate. Overthinking things maybe slightly. I mean, based on what we've seen so far today, it's not like it's perfect Valorant. It's not like your opponents are going to be thinking about every single piece that's available to them, but Yeah, Jitboys was super happy to just stay on that until the ult itself was popped. And we are straight back in here. Talon looking to crunch on Sand.
And it's a tempo increase here with the Paranoia SWAT. Not a connection on Descender. He's got to try and drop some of the players, but only himself. Return to Descender. Van up and over here. Rolling Thunder will be sending them sky high. Trex to follow up as well. The TP from behind Jitboys. Only the one before the trade comes through. It's a 2v3. Damage done to Governor. A scrappy affair.
But a spot now where even with the player advantage, Talon can't cover the entire map. You can't really spread out 1-1-1. You're just going to give Vitality too many opportunities. And they found a player.
And a peek by Runner, man. He has ripped Crew's head off.
And now
lock that down.
Reset.
These moments where they're just slowing it down into the mid-round, contacting a lot, is throwing Talon for such a loop.
Yeah, I really love the attack macro. I think the whole of Vitality have got this drilled into them beautifully. Talon need one of these players left alive to come up
30
with the
seconds
play.
left.
It might just come down to these timings with 24 seconds left once more. Doubled up here. Primi, peak timing. Just misses it. Stray shots going wide here. Kicks, I'm not too sure. He is low. A single bullet to the chest will drop him. Kicks. Still going to be going for the plant. Satchel through and across, but the damage done there is Governor dropped into that 1v1. Aftershock pushes back Primi. Only for a moment here. Down to it. Which player will spot each other first? And with the damage done to Kicks, Primi might just be favored. Repositions, rotating around. Smoke props up, just spotting each other. Bodies passing by, and Primi with the tap as well. But Kicks, the issue is not forced out of him. This guy's cold with it! Cold with it!
Really beautifully read there from Kicks. I don't think anybody is sticking that diffuse. When both players see each other and you dip into a smoke, Kicks has got the perfect read on what's happening there. Not even worried. And that's a round where Talon would have been hoping that their new acquisition was able to skill things across the line. Take down Runner, take down Kicks, and yet the rookies on Vitality prevail.
Wallah, your eyes cold. Best Estonian player in Champions.
That's true. Estonian Player of the Week, again, of course, for 92 weeks running or
Winning
whatever.
these awards, man. He's racking them up. It's unreal. But this is beyond dire at this point for Talon. Your best outcome is looking at 9-3, and even then you've got to do it with barely any ultimates, barely any weaponry.
And playing against one of the best pistol round teams we have at the tournament.
So it's even unlikely into the second half.
Talon trying to get proactive, clearing out B, looking for that info so that they can land it in maybe an unexpected spot for the retake. If they break this trip, of course, though, eyes are going to be looking backwards. People like Runner, people like Trex.
There it is. Trip's going to be broken already. Side control. Giving up and over. Vitality. Under that one. Just needs to get this plant down and active. Just a slight tap as well, seeing if there's some of that utility.
You don't know how many are on the flank here.
You really don't. There's a TP as well through Rubble, just to clear that one. Talon looking to try and take this one purely from the flank and buying time and space. Cruz, Jitboys, maybe to do some work and some damage, but Runner's going to be catching the contact here alongside the Boombot. The Horn is beautiful. Annihilation, though. That's going to be trading it. Bit of post-mortem, not to be saved on this outcome. Doors opened up. Sees as well. Giving this one up into that 4v4. Now another TP here, but Jitboy sticking this all the way. Diffuse is sticking! Running through, shot into the face. A 10th round dropped in a lab of Vitality. And with how good they've been on these pistol rounds, Josh, man, as we've been saying, it just feels inevitable.
It certainly does.
Halo.
This is the Vitality that people were looking for. The #2 seed from
Mau kelar nih.
looking almost unstoppable in their region since they swapped safe over to Duelist.
9-3 guys.
Missing at the beginning of their group, but they're back with a vengeance. And Talon have got to pull out something unbelievable, something special to get back into this.
They really do, but for now as well, we'll send it down to the
Halo Keishan Dude.
Nice little interview at the half.
Halo semuanya yang memanggil gue ketika gue tidur. Bang, kalau PRX diginiin gimana? Gak apa-apa. Kemarin digituin sama ini. Anjay cakep!
Hello everyone, it's Bella back with the halftime interviews. I'm joined by a very special NA Game Changers player, Starry. Hello! 안녕하세요. 이제 오늘 이번 챔스
스타리분.
경기마다 이렇게 매번 방문하고 계신다고 들었는데 이번 서울 챔피언스 좀 어떻게 즐기고 계신지 먼저 묻도록 하겠습니다. Heard you're here every day for all talent matches. How are you enjoying Seoul Champions?
I love it. I love watching the matches. I like feeling the vibe of like the stadium. It's really fun.
현장에 와서 경기도 보고 이 현장 분위기에
Bang, tebak venue Ascension.
재밌게 즐기고 계시다고 하네요.
Indonesia Arena, let's go nggak mungkin? Terlalu mewah.
방문하면서 좀 응원도
Kalau
많이
Pasifik mungkin di situ.
그리고 가장 중요한 건
YCC Senayan.
좀 어땠는지 이야기
JI Expo.
있을 것 같아요. 먼저 물어보도록
Balai Kartini, Balai Sarbini, begitu palingan.
And I'm sure he really appreciates that. Can you tell me what was his mindset going in before today's match?
I think he was just really excited to play. I mean, making champs was definitely one of his goals for the year, and he definitely met that. And now I think he's just hungry to win. So.
이제 정말
Hungry to win.
그냥 신났고 경기를 할 수 있음에 너무 즐거움을 느끼고 있고요. 그리고 챔스를 얼마나 간절히 원했는지 알기 때문에
Tombol cepetin video sampai PRX on FUT di mana ya? Di sini.
가져가면 된다고 합니다. 그리고 이제 스타리 씨도 NA 게임 체인저스 선수시잖아요. 이제 탈론이 컴백을 하기 위해서 좀 어떤 변화를 주면 좋을지 물어보고 싶습니다.
다다, 다다.
Player, what do you think Talon needs to do to make a comeback?
Honestly, I think they all just need to step it up. They look like they're sleeping on the stage a little bit. Like, this is not how they usually play. They're a lot better than this. So.
원래 하던 대로 지금
They are a lot better than this. They are like sleeping, bro.
된다고 하네요. 그럼 저희는 다시 로터스로 돌아가겠습니다. Back to Lotus.
TA aja nggak sih? Nggak mungkin di TA anjir. Ini Ascension bro, bukan qualifier bro.
We always highlight the importance of them. This time, it's a necessary win for Talon, but they're up again.
Iya tidur aja kalau mau cepet bro. Jam 4:30 balik ke sini dah. Jam 4:30 balik ke sini. Nah itu PRX udah main. Ini juga 13-2 kok. Aman aja guys. TLN itu kan sih kan dari tim LON.
They decide not to go for the aggression though.
Tapi gue ngeliatin tim Apak main tuh kayak kenapa ya Apak tuh gak bisa step up anjir. Mereka tuh cuma jago kandang tau gak lu? Jago di kandang, ketika ke kandang orang melempem.
But then throw smokes out. So now GeForce doesn't have any smokes for another 5 seconds. So they can't go for any kind of exec just now.
Yeah, it's not like they're running a Viper either.
Another situation where Vitality
Tim Legend of Noodle betul. Tim lontong betul. Tim lonceng gitu loh guys.
Setup is quite nice. It's a kill trip to play off out through A.
Genji termasuk kah?
Expect that one down close to the floor.
Oke, gue lebih spesifik mungkin ya. Bukan tim apa? Tim C, Southeast Asia, tau gak lo? Tim SEA tuh cacat, anjir. Kesel gua.
Out through the back of the site and he's got to do quite a bit. He's lucky not to be dead. Governor just did not clear the corner properly, even though he's inside the camera. Already that aftershock, pushing him back and away. Prowler in the face. Kicks. He's already in there. Getting stuck straight into the fight. Players flooding all the way through. Vitality. Add another one to the tally. This pistol round win rate is going through the bloody roof. And the map is just being stolen away right now from Talon.
Kacau.
Talon have never had ownership of it.
Gak bisa menang 1v1 bro.
For any kind of theft to have occurred.
Dalah.
And it's the same two players, Trex and Kicks, doing such a great job. They were anchoring B when it looked like Talon were going to be heading there. And then as they make the pivot, using those clove smokes to supplement the Omen smokes there on C, it's again Trex and Kicks anchoring, getting those kills. Playing incredibly for the team. They've got 30 kills between them.
Cepet nih ke PRX, cepet.
Cepet ini. It's right into their faces. Damage done to him, but he's still alive here. With the paranoia flying forwards.
Cepet ini.
Team to play off all the little bits and pieces. Util down, drop in, and maybe feeding away. Primi has done so much into that spot. Runner, it's not the last one left.
1v3 tiba-tiba nih. Nih, 1v3 nih. Masa kalah Talon 1v3 ya kan?
He's happy to collect.
Masa 1v3 kalah.
Push as well, Runner. Maybe even expecting that they were already going to be up onto that site. With the slightest amount of discipline, and Talon are granted the tiniest of lifelines.
Baru gue tinggal bentar di 4-0, sekarang udah 11-2 aja. Lah, lu tinggalinnya lama sih. Udah 2 jam ini matchnya. Udah map 2.
He is top of the scoreboard, but far away from being top when you consider the players on the other side.
Trex has just been a monster this entire map. He had very high peaks as well during EMEA playoffs.
He certainly did.
Showcasing very similar form, at least so far.
Para pere pere pere para pere para pere para pere pere.
Vitality manage their economy off the back of pistol rounds. They usually keep one player just so they can buy rifles. But I doubt they'll be able to too much damage done just with the Spectre in hands. A tap from Governor. He's very scared at a trap play potential because, listen, every round counts. You can't afford to let anyone slip.
It actually looks like a trap play on the other side of the map. You see the cam inside tree here. Potential for a long-range stun coming from kicks. There is a chance that players inside tree could get caught. But Talon don't appear to be drifting in that direction.
Doesn't get broken for Vitality. All this util flying out towards B. To fake though, and now they're going straight back into A. Ban only the one before the trade comes through. Now Talon might just want to commit fully into this B side as well, but going walkabouts is the danger zone, especially when you're up against the eco, but still, Spectre in hand.
30 seconds left.
Movement ajar, they take it in another direction entirely.
Kaget kirain FUT 11 PRX 3 katanya masih match 1. Lo PRX habis ini. Yang bajunya lu pakai itu cacat juga nggak sih? Ini tim PRX ini. Iya emang cacat ini. Ini gue pakai karena gue udah beli aja kan. Sayang gitu kalau nggak dipakai-pakai, jadi gue pakai lah. Om bangun om, diem aja. Om gue ngapain bro? Ini match lama banget dah keluarin.
Up and over, but as soon as the cage has popped up as well, realizes there's some danger there.
Para.
Spam. Now realizing nobody's quite on this one. Again, the gun should sail them through quite nicely. Through most of it. The guns don't, the time pressure certainly will. And
gitu dong Primi.
nice bit of precision at the end there on display by Primi.
Snappy shot. Yeah. One away from the ult as
PRX
well.
pas pakai baju itu sih nggak cacat. Oh iya benar. Pas pakai baju ini PRX actually perform bro.
To some degree. I mean, Talon are going to have all right weaponry.
Bener loh. Ini gue beli baju ini tahun 2022. 2022 gue beli ini baju.
So they're going to be coming in with Outlaw.
2023 deh. 2022 ya? 2023 guys ya? Gue lupa dah. 2023 gue beli ini baju. Pas gue beli baju ini gue bangga banget bro.
Going just a little longer.
Udah 4 bang. Aman aja bro. Kasian Primi mabar VIP mulu.
Doors open wide as well. He's going to be under a lot of pressure.
What a flick.
Yeah, bullet tagged up. Governor just shrugs it off. Lands the bullet anyway.
Masa di comeback lo, Vitality lo udah 11 juga.
Push past that point.
Kacau.
Got the advantage. It's all about.
Wes gelap dong. Jit boys.
Remember how many 5v3s they lost in that first half. 3 in a row. Vitality looking to try to equalize this by taking a risk. Safe and Kicks doubled up, pushing out through B. It's where the spike is, but I think they'll just miss the timing.
It's an awkward one. Runner jump spotting. Here's the horns. Sees the bullets. You don't want anything to do with that one, but you're going to be making a call for the team. Don't give up A rubble control this whole time.
Udah mau mati tuh. Si Governor tuh. Set! Hey, nice aim.
Drops him.
Set!
30 seconds left.
30 seconds.
Aduh.
That's an unusual one.
Timing itu. Kena timing dia.
Both of those players safe and GeForce.
Stop to 20 health though, and now doesn't feel like it's over towards A, but they should see this door rotating. Guns exchange once more. Time is running short here. There's no way Sender's going to be playing spoiler. Surely not. Horns broken. TP up and over. Dodging most of the nade as well. He wants to make a go of this one. This is getting cheeky. But Governor's watchful eye is on all of it. It's ruling that sight with a nice iron fist.
What the hell? Omennya ngapain tadi?
Once more left to do quite a bit into this spot.
Men, lo ngapain, men? Lo TP ke sana tujuannya apa, men? Kan lo tahu lo di granat, men.
They had that opportunity to bonus up. They decided to actually invest into Vandals. They got rid of the Guardian, got rid of the Spectre. They still had the economy flourishing.
Bisa di 2 kali speed gak sih kok lama banget.
Vitality down. When Vitality
Gak boleh gitu guys, gak boleh gitu. Kita tuh harus mensupport tim
keep that momentum into your map pick, close things out easily.
Tim ini ya, tim Asia Tenggara tuh kita harus support. Mereka tuh hebat loh, bisa masuk di champion loh. Kita harus mensupport. Kita nggak boleh ngata-ngatain mereka tolol, nggak bisa main, noob. Kita nggak boleh. Hoki doang lu, nggak usah bangga lu. Nah nggak boleh kayak gitu tuh, itu contoh doang. Nggak boleh kayak gitu. Itu harus support. Karena mereka membawa harum nama Asia Pasifik, meskipun bukan nama Indonesia ya. Ini tolol banget sumpah. Sender aneh banget, Sender.
I think prior to signing Primi, they did actually look a little weaker than
ada timeout nih.
Primi in, they just needed that one win against their rivals, and they beat Team Secret, with Primi having really huge impact in that game.
Udah bro,
they get to
udah time out, biasanya melempem lagi.
If you want to talk about what that actually does for you, just making it to Champs 2, doubling their take from the Champ skins.
Oh yeah.
That's huge already for any organization.
Money
should already be considered a win, but they're competitors. They're here to try to win some of these games too.
Exactly. The money is just almost like, I mean, it's a secondary objective. You're not even worried about it. As a pro player, your hopes and dreams rest on lifting a trophy. And there's
udah kelar kan belum?
The one that's at the end of this
belum kelar loh. Gak boleh gitu.
Vitality are going to have to take an eco round, and they're also taking their first tactical timeout of the match. They were running away with the game. It was very comfortable. So this is the first time that they've really had to adjust anything. I think one of the things that's going wrong for them a little bit is that they're not catching talent with their utility when they peak. A lot of the peaks are actually ended up being kind of dry. Now, I'm not a big fan of the way that Vitality play their defense on this map. I think their attack is immaculate. I think they're wonderful with that. Their defense, though, they don't lean into playing those big, heavy retakes, saving utility, bit of plant denial, get into good spots, flood retake. I don't really see that from Vitality in the same way that you do from the Americas teams when they're playing the Breach Fade comp on this map. I think it's an area they could improve on. But Runner, with the only hero rifle, takes down Ban early.
I mean, he's the one who takes point there, hoping that players will just walk into him, and he was blessed with it.
But Talon, patient. Jitboys needs to not overheat in this spot. He can't afford to die.
Okay, that's a lovely adjustment. Just snaps to the head of Runner. Removes him from the fight, but the rifle will be reclaimed into the hands of Safe now. Orbs farmed up. I'm trying to play towards some of these key pieces of util ultimates.
And with the door open, they could be going in either direction.
Saipul!
Nice jump spotting from Trex.
Yeah.
He's pretty confident now that this is going to be a C hit.
Smoke fades though, he's going to have to back off here. Still, they hear this one. Do they have any sort of protocols? Yes, they do. Satchel away. Tricks. He's spamming. Did he survive here with a seize off into the back as well? Safe over the shoulder, but he has been cleaned up. Damage. Definitely done with that ghost in hand. Still, it's Talon.
3v2, guys.
Barreled their way over most of this one here. Now, Cruiser the plant will not be stuck. Primi defends though. He's pretty certain he knows what that last player is. Jitboys. Make sure that the death isn't in
padahal si
vain.
Cruz lead banget tuh 3 HP tuh anjir.
What an important round for Jitboys to be coming online. If he takes that fight towards B and he loses it, that's probably the round. Massively important that he won that fight. I'm not sure he should have been taking it in the first place, to be honest, but they really wanted to apply that B pressure, and they did. He brought things back into a 4v4. But let's see what that Vitality tag timeout was looking to accomplish. They're one away from Showstopper, from Rolling Thunder.
It's another
massive
fight
ultimates.
as well. Yeah, massive ultimates. Barely there, and kills will do it. Grant it, earn it. Governor's up and over as well. TP, that's a reveal. Want to save. They still want to take this fight straight up into their face. TP's around center. He's cutting up ankles and potentially cutting up players. Two Rolling Thunder to set this play up. Governor had nowhere to run. Just hopping
for victory.
Down into the same spot here. That's barely 20 seconds into the round. A pivot has to be played now by Talon. But we can see this trip into his face. Kicks is also holding it. Broken. He's missed the timing though. Primi's passed it and he's squaring up for the fight, but not going to be given it. Slow and steady by Vitality. Realizing that they're a player up. They've got them relatively surrounded. There is that weak point up towards Heaven. Barrier mesh up.
Trex deciding not to break it, waiting for reinforcements first.
Kau tahu ada isu yang lagi hangat gak? Apa tuh? Buset, buset. Waduh.
My God, a 6-piece available, and here and now. Goodness me! What an unbelievable play!
6 kill nih bos.
Not just the ace, the 6-piece on top. This rookie player has never aced in VCT before, and he's just brought that out.
6 kill bos.
Champions.
That's a hell of a way to do it. Yeah.
Mantap boys.
My goodness, man.
What a beautiful setup with the Rolling Thunder as well, re-clearing through that position after Safeguard caught in the grab net.
Absen
These
guys.
beats are abominable from Talon. Let's just put
Absen
it as it should be.
guys.
Not playing around Primy's ultimate, not swinging together. They fed into kicks, but he
Ada
was
Io
there
yang mau
and he
bikin
delivered.
berningsan di Surabaya terus geser si Sungri Dajjal itu. Gak bakal dapat guys, tenang aja guys.
Yeah.
Lah,
That is composure in the moment as well.
Oh,
Being
timeout
small
Talon.
bodies and, yeah, as you mentioned, this
Talon.
wasn't great from Talon.
Ngapain
It's
sih
very
pakai timeout
individualistic.
timeout?
It's all over the place.
They had
Kata
so many
gua
things they
mah,
could have synced up there. I mean, Primy
mendingan
is
go
ultimate.
next.
They can try to double
Ya nggak
swing the other
sih?
two players. They can try to wait until Primy comes out of vault and swing with that.
Yeah.
They can have Primy swing first as well, so that he actually tries to get some value from the ult itself.
Next.
Things going very lost in that moment.
Go next.
Perfectly into Vitality's hands.
Yeah,
with
kicks.
kicks getting 6.
I mean, capitalizes.
Yeah, beautiful.
Talon's timeout is the last one that they've got as well. They were saving it for a rainy day, which happens to be now. It probably was a while ago as well, if we're being fair, but it's a 6 rounds difference, and it would have to be perfect from here on out from Talon.
Right there.
Fully grouped up again with 5 of them. Set the sights over towards C Mound as just the one objective they want to fight over. Means they're going to be lacking a lot of this map control as well off the rip here, Vitality. Runner has got his full setup over towards this C side. TP into spawn. Jitboy's inside the one-way. It's pinged out the Paranoid. Did not connect. Jitboy still collects that kill. Runner, with him drop, the setup is down, and his team have easy access. Satchel through alongside the flash as well. And Util flying forwards. Jitboy cannot hold his own. Needs that backup. It needs it now. Ultra popped up, flying forwards, backwards, this way, that way. Showstopper. It's all an abundance of
Go
Util.
next guys.
And enough to save the day here for Vitality.
Yes, udah guys.
Clean sweep unless Ban has something to say about it. All broken, but they know where Ban is.
Yes, udah
Towards his back,
guys.
running him down, racing him down. Individual fights earned and utilized, but Vitality in the end with that discipline, doubling up to seal up the map.
EZ.
A huge one for Vitality to take. In control the entire time. We got highlight moments, beautiful macro calling.
EZ.
And Safe finishes things
Theo
off.
diskusi, enggak, Theo tadi Theo-nya tuh coachnya Talon cuma ngomong, oke guys,
It overwhelmed him when
ini
to
kita
know that his
ngobrol-ngobrol aja
teammates
lah.
had his back, that he didn't need to carry
Siapa yang
every
tahu
game. You've just seen it
BBKP
again.
kakinya
Evidence
2.
there, it's made manifest
Donald
well in
Duck,
map.
salah.
It only gets better for
Semua BB kan
Vitality.
kakinya
Going
2.
into sunset, their map pick coming up.
Oke guys, sampai jumpa di map berikutnya. Gitu tadi timeout isinya. Lu pikir tadi berusaha menang? Kagak. Ngelawak, dead jokes tadi, dead jokes. Dead jokes tadi anjay. Ngabisin jatah Theo aja daripada nggak dibayar. Iya betul. Makanya gue bilang tadi nge-dead jokes aja itu. It's Jover. I'm 8. Kalau kata Soju. I'm 8. It's Jover. I'm 8. Nah, mana deh. Gigi dah. Lelah sekali melihat permainan dajal. Tentara apa yang kecil, tentara sekutu. Si. Iya tadi nge-dead jokes lah pokoknya mah. Kacau sekacau-kacaunya itu. Timeout perlu konfirmasi atau klik button kayak nambah billing di warnet? Setahu gua sih tinggal pencet doang sih. Langsung ke detect. Tapi pencetnya satu ronde sebelum. Jadi kalau misalnya dia mau nge-timeout di ronde 4, nah di ronde 3 tuh udah dipencet dulu. Biar pas ronde 3 berakhir, mau ke ronde 4 timeout dulu gitu. Kan sama aja kayak kita biasa main Valo kan, gue pernah tuh berapa kali timeout. Nah kayak gitu guys, kurang lebih begitu guys. Paham gak guys? Apa iya gagags? Iya digs. Betul sekali digs. Sore Astia. Ini dia the one and only badge warna emas. Belum ada nih. Masa-masa jaya Astia masih sampai akhir bulan. Bang punya mod kok alay sekali. Emang dibilangin. Asian tinggal tunggu turun jabatan aja bro. Diem-diem ntar gue turunin. PRX jam berapa setelah ini Hastia? Mungkin kalau ini 2-0 jam 5 main. Ada turnamen Pokemon gak ya? Hah? Gak tahu deh. Ada pasti kalau turnamen Pokemon mah. Pokemon kan gede. Belum ada lagi kayak muncul batch emas lainnya. Belum pasti ya. Sebenarnya udah ada beberapa orang. Cuma mereka nggak muncul di chat aja. Yang aktif di chat baru Astia doang. Baru Anda. Andwe. Kacu. Turering.
Dream start for Team Vitality. I'm now joined by the head coach Gorilla. Now, that comp on Lotus is something we never see in EMEA. You would have not had a lot of practice again. So what was the plan coming into this? Did you manage to find a good counter for this composition?
I mean, we practiced actually against quite a lot of deadlocks, especially whilst we've been over here in Pacific, and especially also Tier 2 EMEA play a lot of deadlocks. So. And for us, we also practiced deadlock for a while, so we have a really good idea on how to play against it. Obviously, it couldn't convert in the trace game, but here it definitely did.
Yeah. And how are you feeling about the next one?
What, the next map? I mean, we're feeling pretty good. the mood in the team's really good at the moment, so yeah, we hope we can translate it.
I can't wait to see it. Good luck.
Mantap Bang Vitality.
Vitality pick up the win.
Kasih paham Bang Vitality.
And we were talking about before how important this particular map Lotus is going to be for Talon. They had a composition that was very unique to them. This was their pick. And unfortunately, Mimi, it just did not work out in their favor. Round after round, it just kept falling apart.
Yeah, I think Team Vitality came in with a really good plan to exploit the lack of a Sentinel on defense on this attacking side. They found so many gaps in the setup. This round was a great example where we're going to see Sender just take full advantage of some of the weaknesses of this deadlock. The wall gets put down, and because that solo anchor player isn't watching this cross, doesn't hear that teleport, Sender gets through, then the team does a great job of buying some pressure for him over on B to activate this lurk and get the opening kill that wins them the bonus.
Yeah, this was a big masterclass from Sender in the beginning of the half, honestly. Yeah. He had such big moments. And
yeah, great calls across the board.
Yeah,
great plays.
Great calling, great playmaking ability, and then obviously he enabled, you know, Trax to just step up and go nuclear like he did. Trax to step up and go nuclear the last time that he played.
And you know a match is rough when a team is losing 8 out of 11 of their mana situations. In that first half,
8 dari 11 pertandingan kalah.
I mean, just the fundamental mistakes in the positions where
8 dari 11 kali mereka ada unggul, mereka kalah. Goblok itu namanya. 5 lawan 3 kalah.
And to have it happen back to back to back.
5 lawan 2 kalah.
It has to crush the mental.
Yeah, it wasn't even a 5v4, 5v3s. They were losing 5v3s in these situations way too many times.
With utility, with a deadlock all one of the times, they just couldn't do anything.
And we even saw in the second half, once they started to rally, put a couple rounds together, the game got ended on more of those individual errors and failure to capitalize on the situations where they had an advantage. You just have to slow those rounds down and focus on swinging for your teammates, setting up those crossfires, the funnies.
I couldn't agree more, but we wanted to see everyone step it up this time around. I think Kicks definitely stepped it up, got us our second ever 6K.
But I mean, talk about swinging on your own. That ace was all about it, but credit to Kicks, he capitalized with some lovely shots.
Got to be able to execute if it's given to you, and he did just that. That's the second ever. I mean, that's insane.
Yeah, that's wild.
This team is known for their fundamentals, like EMEA style, but they really do have some sick individuals on this roster that I think a lot of the global audience doesn't give them enough credit for.
Yeah, for sure. And I think this game definitely illustrated that as well, because one of the players that we wanted to see continue his good run from what we saw in the previous series that he played was Trex. And Trex did just that. He gave us our HyperX reflex moment with this gorgeous 3K that he managed to nab himself. And overall, it's definitely just been the trend here for Vitality, right? They're a little beaten down, but those guys, it was a big thing coming into this event, how these guys always had each other's back. It was like the power of friendship practically with these boys. And you can definitely see they have each other's back here. It's showing in the server.
Itu Talon tadi. Kita lagi ngomongin Talon. Gila, ACS 285, bos. KDA-nya 3. KDA-nya 3,0. Kurang 0,5 lagi dia cum laude.
Players like Ospas dropping 30s, maybe on Icebox. But an initiator player on Lotus to do this.
He was getting so many impactful ults too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, the 2 fade ults he had back to back. I think he had.
Gila, KDA 3,0 tuh gede banget. Berarti dia kayak nge-kill 30, mati 5 kali. Kayak matinya 5 doang.
And just get another kill because the fade ult had everybody silenced. They didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, no, a lot of great ideas across the board for sure. But let's go ahead though and see what's going on with Frost, Coach Frost, as a matter of fact, because we are going to catch some words with him ahead of map 2.
I've got Coach Frost here from Talon. Now, you've shared your concerns in the past about situations where your boys don't capitalize on advantageous situations. So when they are losing those 5v3s, what do you do to say to them to get them back on track?
I spank their ass.
The players that get paid a salary actually close those. So I'll just say this. The silver lining is we can get leads. We pretty much had a lead almost every round in that game. So that's a good thing. Bad thing is we're not closing out those rounds. So for them, I think they just need to take their time. They had a lot of time on either those post plants or those retakes, and they're just rushing. If they slow it down, we might have better chances. The fact that we have leads is good. The throws continue to be bad. Unlucky.
Well, best of luck on map 2. Hope it gets a bit better.
Coachnya udah kayak ya sebenarnya kalau gue bisa resign gue resign, tapi karena gue udah digaji jadi gue harus berusaha ngadepin 5 bocah dajal ini.
I'm just saying Frost would make a great
ya gitulah.
I feel like he has the dad.
Aduh, sunset 71%, bro.
That's not important right now. What's
71%, bro. Gila, 7 kali main ini semua loh. Terus yang ini Talon 0%. Belum pernah main composition ini. Oke. Vitality meanwhile udah 7 kali main di Sunset. 7-7-nya pakai yang itu. Mantep dah, bos.
This composition also is pretty unique, and obviously for Team Vitality it's going to have to come down to the adaptation like we've been talking about all day. They can't have prepped for this.
Yeah, we've seen what Vitality are capable of when they are in that adaptation phase, when they are thinking ahead of what their opponents are putting out there. That being said, Talon backs against the wall. It's either put up or shut up. You got to deliver here and force them at 3. Let's send it back over to Brennan Sideshow.
You got to make it happen here and now. There's not much time to really delve into this one because we're going to be getting into the pistol round momentarily with time ticking down already. Cover going out. Vitality, we'll see if they continue that trend of the hot starts. Governor really overextended himself. You can tell how badly he wanted that first kill, and maybe a bit of a read into the minds of these players. Gives it up though. Ban's now going to be under all that pressure with a dart to his back. He does deal with it nicely. Smoke to play in and out of. Weaving through the kicks. He just dominates it. But the opposite. Prowler up into his face. Can't be played up of. And everybody's trading, coming through and out. It's a 3v1. This is what Primmy's been delivered here. I'm asked to do so much in this spot. Man down, but already catching the contact. Another one for Vitality.
And another spot where Talon taking more individual kind of fights. Yeah, they were doing all right in those first kill departments.
Gila, lurus amat main frenzy-nya, bro.
Away from that, but it's still that individualism. Governor overstretching himself a little there. Just massively for Vitality to come in, pick off players at their leisure.
Tiba-tiba mati.
It is an interesting composition that we're getting from Talon, but it rotates around some similar ideas that Vitality have proven they understand. They know how to play, I guess,
tiba-tiba mati.
One could look back at the game against Trace and argue that they didn't do so well, but that's just another piece of learning data. They definitely went back and heavy VOD reviewed their loss to Trace.
And it was a bit of an understatement, I think, to say that this is going to be an uphill battle for Talon. Gargantuan at that, because Vitality, they're very comfortable on this map.
Oh, main mid semua nih.
Talon's comp, you see a lot of trap play potential, I think, with C's, nades, grav nets, Cam to take the contact to set up most of it, but
Masuk aja ke B, masuk aja katanya si runner. Masuk aja, masuk. Ke aja, katanya. B-nya clear nih, B-nya clear. Kagak bro, mereka dari mid pasti ke B, udah ke aja bro. Udah gue bilang ke aja, batu banget.
Vitality. 34 seconds.
Tapi tadi di mid mereka bro, B-nya kosong. Ya elah, dari mid mereka punya kaki.
Plenty of targets lying in wait. It's all about how you overcome it, and with the Bulldog in hand, spots down any players that might be just trying to offset him. He's even going walkabout himself. He could donate a gun.
Mantap.
The noise made, Ban, responds by taking him out. Kicks though, still with that plant down, and it has landed themselves into a 3 versus 3.
G-Boys is going to run back to pick up the Spectre, so they're going to be a little late to start this retake, but they've actually got the weapon advantage.
As absurd as that is. Primmy's going walkabouts, but he does have a player at his back. G-Boys alongside him, holding it. Runner with a jump spot, just seeing them. Now knows these players are walking out here, running away in the danger zone. Certainly, it's still shot to the dome. G-Boys dropped and away. Primmy sidestepping. Knows that his players there, but needs to wait for his teammates back up as well. But Ban is just getting... He needs to get a move on, to be honest. Time is of the essence. Primmy! He does put a few bullets back into them. Still, that turret... I mean, the circle's going to be retreating. It's already done.
The time?
The round's lost. I don't know what to say in that spot there.
I think Primmy and Ban could have played that a bit quicker to actually play for the win in the round instead of just trying to do economical damage. That is a weird one.
Yeah.
Technically, a Red Bull clutch.
Technically. Sponsors will be happy.
Yeah.
Main apa lu?
Do they want to be associated with a round?
Nih, lu udah dapat.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone at Red Bull that just happened. But yeah, that's big round from Kicks, I guess, surviving in that spot.
Economical damage, at least.
Yes, it is. It's only Sender, though, that's buying up in this round. The rest still taking it as a bonus.
It's paranoia held here, Talon. Seeking to fight off of this one. Again, they've got the cam to take that contact. The shock dart into the corner. Grab net through with the swing, J-Boys. Finally rewarded.
Nice.
Play that's cooked up. Talon, they've got the advantage.
That's the second round in a row that the grav net's been followed up on beautifully as well towards B main.
Yep. But it's all about converting it, because Vitality will default into these contact plays once more.
Waduh, mantap Bang Talon.
Peak there, send it. They're not quite trained properly. Rifle retrieve.
I'm out of here. Oh.
Now
Kicks
laying siege here. This guy underhanded with the flashes, dodged.
Oh,
in time,
nice.
With him falling.
Nice.
50 seconds to play with if you are Vitality. Once more, they could slow this down. They're going to need to if they want to reclaim the spike, but it's again contact re-clears. Talon are side by side. It's all about who wins this first fight.
Kirain.
Steady with the aim.
Kirain itu.
Good movement as well. Governor making sure that that's not another 5v3 that falls away from Talon. But could I say that I was confident they were going to close it out? Not at all.
I'm holding my breath in those spots from what we've seen.
But the early round is really nice. I think it's actually even better than what we were seeing on Lotus. The early round, yes, they actually got first kills in 12 of those rounds. The first kill, again, was 12-7 in favor of Talon on Lotus. They lost 13-6. So
it's unheard of almost.
Yeah, truly unbelievable stuff. But Talon doing a great job here of making sure that they get those advantages in the early rounds, and they do actually close one out. Like I said, it was Sender that forced in the previous round, so he's now got a stinger. And we're getting more aggression out of Talon. Trying not to sit passively and let Sender just have his run over the game.
Sender's just holding this area down.
Stinger.
He doesn't know on the other side of things what might be laying in wait. Primi. Good to take that first contact with Trek's going to be dropped as well. That's a seize out and through as well. Plenty of players left to be dropped here. Lovely work indeed. The knife just a little bit too delayed there. Not enough to remove the rocket in time, and Primi will not be budged from this spot.
Primi marah, guys. Primi marah, guys. Kata Primi udah ya.
Up a bit of firepower.
Anjing lu semua lu. Gitu.
Vitality not getting away with the same funny business. The contact plays that were
3v1. Ini baru Talon yang gua tahu pas on Fnatic. Yang tadi mah telon anjir, bukan talon. Minyak telon.
He knows where roughly all three of the players are. But these are not bad situations to play.
Kan lo.
Hear the sound.
Siap dah lo.
Crix knows they're going to be coming towards him. Haunt is dropped here up and over the top as well. Governor playing for his life. Beautiful peaks. Beautiful spam damage just to supplement that.
Cakep lo, gitu dong. Mainnya jangan mukil. Menang kan jadinya kan. Ngandelin teman, ngebet. Niscaya kamu akan menang, nak.
Right.
I mean, I assume he's been
spamming. Bukan Leviathan ya Talon.
But he's a bit of a
bukan jalan Fnatic ya? Setahu gue Fnatic lawan Talon dah.
Seemingly any agent and still play it to a really high level. He's got tons of that ranked experience. But you watch around like this and he looks very comfortable in terms of how he's using his utility, the ult, picking a nice time into go for that clear of A.
Oh, Leviathan.
Intelligent.
Jalan Fnatic awal-awal sokap ya?
All the stats, every metric you could possibly pull tells you Vitality are way better than Talon on this map.
Oh iya, Leviathan deh bener.
The teams they've beaten, the attack win rates, the defense win rates, everything. And yet
here we are. That is some tricky business to try and overcome here for the Talon players. Still, Governor stands strong, kicks. Sheriff in his hands, he makes it sing, only for the 2 kills before the trade is out and through here. And with a spike drop down, Safer's got to just try and wrap this one all the way behind them.
It's not bad, he's put pressure on to get a Vandal into his hand just as his ult was running out.
Or a Theft and Runner as well, they're going to know what these players are. Spots them out.
So many disadvantaged positions already on Sunset. We were seeing tons of them on Lotus. Vitality yet to win.
I got Spike.
Safe picks up the spike.
I'm out of here.
Trip's going to be placed as well. It's going to be alerting Jit Boys.
Yeah, I mean, breaking that instantly might have been the better angle there for Jit Boys, but he's worried.
Yeah, backside control is going to be played.
Sore, Devi Alvaningsi. Oh iya, BLG. Lupa gua.
Clears it, another save is here. He wants to try and take the fight to him, but the Annihilation just trades it out equally. Still runner is there. He's taking a fight. Potentially break it out. No, wants to try and take this fight. Okay, save is
2v1, 2v1.
Chip Boys already sends it flying with the paranoia. Smoke up into his face. Wins that first one. Needs the second time against him and just presses it forwards out of the smoke.
Nice try.
Mastercard Thrifty sealed up, locked up Vitality. Winning that one.
Untung berhasil diselamatin lo dari kukun itu lo.
Situation in which they were down players in a 2v3. Kicks doing a great job with the Sheriff early on, and Safe also providing them opportunities to win the round by getting that Vandal in mid. Runner contributes excellently as well. I think Runner actually played the situation beautifully. He's caught between dealing with Jit Boys, pushing him away, trying to break the ult. You can see there in the reaction from Safe.
Nice Saiful.
Turn around, but also at a bit of a loss as to
Deadlock buka ulti malah dia yang mati.
Being able to win and kind of like clutch out these situations. down players.
It's truly absurd. We keep harping on about it.
Because it's so unusual.
Yeah. Ban tagged up. We'll have to give it that space now. No
You
commands.
are powerless.
As well, pushing Talon back and away.
Kamu gak ada power. Kamu kagak kuat.
Plant now finally down. You could default back into this B main angle, as we know and love, or hate in most situations.
No flank, no push down mid. Very standard, and Trex even with an ult to work around.
Guys, kabarin kalau Talon dan 6 ya.
Are incredibly tough for the retakers to deal with.
So Talon, they've saved most of their util for this one here. Still knife against the back wall. There's a grab net into it, along with the nade into the corner. Cruz, he's sticking the diffuser. He's already got that half. Hunter's Fury has to be uploaded here, and needs to find value kills. Lighting these players up, and still amount of damage is done. Primi already with that half, but spam down, spray down, and the gunplay doing the work.
Kabarin kalau Talon udah 6.
Our first time seeing what is normally an extremely standard situation for teams to get into. Talon didn't really have a great answer there, but they were good at least in terms of getting onto the spike as quickly as possible. But like you said, it's such a tough spot to get through. Safe gets 3, just spamming through smokes into that position where he knows people are going to be diffusing.
Yeah.
And Talon didn't find an opportunity to push aggro into B main, couldn't really apply any util pressure, couldn't get the flank down mid. And now, look, tides turned. Economy damage for Talon.
The default early on by Vitality. Sender's going to be trying to catch that contact over towards aim most of the time here. It's against the eco of Talon, but they are stacking this with enough players that I'm worried about the danger. Once more, Primi catching that contact and still swinging through and wide. He does just find the 2, still safe. Wrangles the beast that is his rifle and just swiftly deals with any opportunity, any opponent. So, Ban's here. Does find runner up through mid into that 1v2. And
that's going to give him a gun.
Claimed a gun.
Gives him a chance.
Yeah, he's got the info. He's going to know where these players are going to be trying to play.
Trying to be quiet, threatening, like he could have flanked, could be coming A main.
But discipline from Vitality here. It's going to be steadying their hand. No one actually decided to take the contact onto this one, so Ban dropping the cage. The dart. Placed what? Okay, at least nicely here once more. Another tap, Ban. He has forced that fight out into the wide open here. Safe, a lot to do. Ban sticking already. He's earned himself half, and that builds him. Wincon's time earned as well with the damage done to Safe. Surely, inevitability Safe. My goodness, just in time.
Playing that on an absolute knife's edge there. Safe also would have died to a single bullet. Health down to 32. Damage from the Vandal 40. Playing things on the finest of margins. But he was required here after Primi hit a collat with the Guardian. Safe was needed for the cleanup and the clutch. Hasn't been a great tournament yet for Safe, actually. For somebody that, again, I would have in my top 5 duelists in the entire world. Safe's been slow to get going. He played pretty well in one of the maps to open up against Trace, but
yeah.
I mentioned it at the end of the first map. He said one of his biggest things that he was surprised by, or biggest learning moments from this year, was learning that he can rely on his teammates, that he's got them people there by his side. They've built up bonds within this Vitality team, and Safe's a player that's been talking a lot about the mental struggles that he's been going through for years now, actually, but especially this year while he's dealing with like grief, bereavement, and pushed himself and the rest of his team to champs despite that. He's struggled a little individually on this stage, not quite up to my expectations, his own expectations of him, but other people around him have rallied, and then he's, you know, finding his moments here, like in that final round.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's not required that he has these superstar level performances for Vitality to be a winning team and roster.
It might do as you get later through the tournament.
For sure, I think it's going to be necessary. I think the tighter the competition gets, the harder the teams are, but for now, at least, you know, he can lean on his teammates back and have that safety net there. But for now, at least, in this map here and now, he is showcasing a real strong performance. He's 11-4. He's our kill leader across the board here on this map.
Now, a few of them were ecos and a few of them were through smokes, and he might be getting caught here by an ult play.
Yeah, naded us back to the bullets through. A Listen, a little bit of damage was necessary, I think, just to topple him over.
They're doing a great job of following up on these grav nets. Everyone has been perfect from Governor on defense. Combo there with the Raze nade. Again, Primi hasn't been playing Raze in pro. Cruz looking for a re-clear.
Yep, and Sender also just contacting most of this. Way Bando. It's an off angle to be played here, and Cruz lovely with the movement. Survives but a moment to at least survive that fight and take it further forwards. Runner up through mid, and Talon with
doing it every
contact
time.
Re-clearance.
Runner's been going for that same thing every time.
Yeah. Kicks up and over, that flash. Very orchestrated and easy enough to dodge here. So finally, Talon not letting rounds like that slip when they get that opening kill.
Learning a little about the tendencies of Vitality. They didn't even have to burn the showstopper there. It's a great trap. Safe's got to be worried about those. B main is looking deadly. Talon managing that space very nicely. And of course, they could be trying something aggressive in the next round with showstopper online. You can see people double blast pack down mid or something, go and take tiles control. Tons you can do with this ult on this map.
It doesn't look like any level of aggression for now. Same old, really.
It is. But another spot where Primi can look to try to take contact, defend the ult orb, and if he gets pressured, try to take one, back up, use that ult. Very similar defensive protocols that we've seen before.
Yeah, it's not entirely safe when there's a KO on the other side of things, but it takes a bit of coordination, I think, as well to make sure he doesn't have any options. There's no way. Primi is going for the peak. One player spams, and it makes him think that it's only the one play in there.
Yeah, getting baited in. Vitality were one step ahead.
Maybe there's that inexperience, I think, rearing its head. It doesn't matter about your mechanical ability. Those are the kind of plays that tiny in the micro. At the same, give you that advantage.
At the same time, though, and Frost was talking about this in the press conference, Primi's so good he can sometimes break those rules and just decide, I might get a 1v1 here if I play the angle well enough. Here comes Vitality through market.
And still, it's Cruz looking to lock this one down as well. Plenty more players where that came from with the drop down as well. He's going to try and deal with this one because Ban was hyper committed. Up onto the corner, Vitality have barreled over these players now. Up through the back of the site, and Auraflow will reveal quite a lot in terms of these defensive setups.
The flank?
Yeah, it's being spotted. I mean, they know Governor's here as well. Trex is going to be able to spot that because of that Auraflow from earlier. Now Jit Boys, 45 health. Vandal in hand, but a long shot away from trying to win this round out. Now the plant isn't precisely against the wall. Could create openings for him, but the amount of plays he's got to get through with the flank already occurring as well. Trex is hotly on his tail. Can't even spam down a trip. 3 bullets left. Doesn't even want to commit to that reload. Backs himself away around the corner. Again, Vitality not willing to really fight, but they'll take it anyway as time was running short. That's a 6th round now that they've built up.
And looking strong. Talon came out with a pretty powerful opening, winning round 3, winning round 4, made it look like they might be able to challenge Vitality on this map despite all of the numbers. And yet, as we get deeper, it's looking more and more like the favorites are taking control here. Primi's yet to offload this showstopper. It's his 2nd one, and now he's probably not going to get another.
Yeah.
So looking for the moment to get the most value out of it.
You do have to be worried to a degree as well with the KO. Most teams, if they're at least good on this map with their attack side defaults, will be holding a knife just in case there is a showstopper play.
Yeah, I mean, here you can see that Kix uses it in B main. The question is, are Talon, are Primi thinking about that kind of stuff? And also, what's Jit Boys set up for here? Throwing the paranoia through to tiles.
The nades. My goodness, I mean, a few stray bullets right through the box is enough to get the job done at least there. No command through and out, dropping players, Kicks down to his knees. Aldo overdrive, and Governor has handed that perfect timing. Pre-aims it onto the corner as well. Safe just ran straight into him, Trex. Bit of a bait and switch, taps it. He's trying to pull these players wide out into the open because he knows he needs that chance and advantage, and it will not be there. Talon still fighting back, still battling back, and a chance really for them to equalize at the half.
Another kind of sick Gravnet nade combo. Talon now have all 5 ults online, ready to go, and these set plays have not actually been around. They've been around Gravnet nades all across the map. Changing up the position that Governor and Primi are playing really fluidly, very nicely, and catching someone almost every single time. Still, they lag by 2.
Wow, yang 6 feet bukan.
It looks like Vitality are trying to.
Kan gue bilang tak bangunin gue kalau Talon dan 6 ya. Kacau, ditipu loh gue loh.
They feign, at least.
Apakah akan 8-4 atau 6-6, Bes?
Attempt to fight over towards the A site.
Cleared out immediately by the Prowler. And now Vitality have to go and make more space in that direction.
Now through the top section of mid. Primi, drone in his face. Paranoia 2 will push him back and away here. This is Talon trying to make a play happen as an annihilation, but it's wasted. Rebounds off the back wall. Cruiser somehow grabbed himself 2 kills. In the mix of all of that, just crossing.
Oke, kayaknya sih bisa comeback nih.
Wasn't smoked through the top of it.
Tapi ini
Vitality looking there to try to punish on the annihilation.
Sunset Defenders map. Abis ini lu nyerang gimana nih, bos?
Like you said, 2 go down. Another 5v3. Talon can't keep losing them.
I'm not sure when, but Primi, he did offload that ult at some point.
Yeah, looking to.
Ini komposisinya Talon defender sided banget.
I would imagine.
Ada Deadlock, ada Cypher.
Grouping up by Vitality.
This is looking like a very tough round for Vitality to win. They're going straight into the stack. 3 players here looking to defend. Surely this is a win for Talon.
Shockdart only removes a portion of it. The grab that is beautiful, pushing past and away. Governor trying to set themselves up for the fight. Doubled up, taking it. It's traded. Ban is there, leaving it down to just Runner. Trying to isolate those fights out, but even if he won that one, the time was against him entirely.
PRX habis ini, betul sekali,
one more step
mantap.
is all they have to take here.
1 juta untuk kamu.
I've never seen such good grab nets. They're genuinely incredible. Another one there. Re-clear through mid. Here we're watching the way that Cruz was able to pick up 2. That was after the annihilation. Gravnet is catching safe all the time.
Yeah.
He's throwing it pretty consistently into these neon walls, but he's also just catching the timing perfectly on the trap plays.
Ini ya Om nomor rekeningnya.
Space creation.
1 jutanya bukan 1 juta rupiah ya. 1 juta
As we were praising safe
baut ntar gue kirimin ke rumah lu.
Hasn't been able to find any kills after that eco round and the clutch. The entries are really going missing for Vitality today.
Is there anything to set safe up here? Up on all sorts of angles here. Cruz, the Prowler catching that contact. He knows that there's players up through the top section of mid, dodging most of the util, coming his way alongside that Seize. It's a Nightfall. Enough to offset potentially there. He's got the decay damage kicking in with a Hunter's Fury in the back pocket. Trex letting it loose. Talon going for the play! And you don't have your gun out. Primi will happily make you pay. This guy unleashed now and flips the map, takes the spike, control now, granted it over towards them. It's Vitality that are going to try and fight their way past this one, at least with the player advantage. There's 3 of them there. Cage up in their face. Hearing the footsteps, Runner just about scurries away.
Governor and Ban haven't taken too much space off the back of this. They're playing very cautiously through mid. They do not want to get caught by a lurk, but it's given Vitality a ton of room to go and get that spike and get the plant down. It's an advantage, sure, but they haven't really turned those kills into a 1 round. And they're really not close yet. No. They're just playing with so much caution, trying not to overheat, trying not to make those same mistakes, but giving a ton of respect and a ton of space to Vitality.
Sometimes be to your own dismay, Jit boys. No way you commit that. He does indeed. The ult is straight there and through, and a player not into position to really play off of that one. Still, the grab there is beautiful and good, but there's no follow-up. Still time. Kix is going to be able to just pull that tag right out of him. Shorty in to try and clear these angles. 3 versus 3. Util abound. Cage to get themselves in along with the barrier mesh as well, seeking to lock these players out and away. Governor, it's a tap. Enforcing out wide once more, still alternating. Primi with 3. Before he's dropped, Governor sticking half onto it. Beam down. Ban delivers that final blow. Necessary onto the last 2. That's a 6-6 finish here on a map that was, listen, by all metrics, as we've already said, it should have been a slam.
1 juta baut ukuran semut.
Coming out here and winning the pistol off the beginning too. What a recovery for Talon. Looked like they were going to get it done early on.
Baru bangunin gua.
I'm very, very impressed with their util usage. Sloppy towards the end, but it's been good.
Tenang guys, mungkin ini terlihat sengit kan? Terlihat sengit kan 6-6 kan? Lo lihat abis ini mereka nyerang kagak becus. Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings. Talon itu bagusnya defend doang. Kalau udah disuruh nyerang dia bingung, bro. Hening kali ya.
That stepped up in the same way that we saw on Lotus from Kicks and from Trex, where we were getting massive individual rounds from Vitality to bail them out of disadvantaged spots. The clash looks like it could be occurring B main here. Nobody on Talon getting caught by that knife.
Oh, and now they've just contacted right up behind this one. Safe. It's alongside, they've got teammates in space. Still, the stun is going to be connected onto himself from the nade rebound.
Bye-bye, Safe.
How the hell did you get out of there? What are you doing, Safe?
Safe.
Oh my God, there's no composure in sight.
Safe. Beban lo, Safe.
I mean, there's not much he could have done in that spot. The nade was pretty perfect to lock him into a corner. It's the stun that was bad, and Vitality losing a player through mid as well and couldn't respond.
Why, Sender?
Takes the space.
Sender!
I think Sender's looking for a noise cue now. To be a bit of a playmaker into the round, but he's sitting at 3 and 11 right now. Dire straits for him individually. And Tim and Runner are going to be asked to bail them out of this spot to keep that stellar pistol record intact.
If Sender finds a good timing here, and Talon is thinking that it's a normal B retake, coming from Boba, coming from Market.
Significant chances. JitBoys is so damn low. One shot would do him in. Sender.
Ayo lo. Dua orang dah low nih.
Util to play with, but he's still going to be holding on to the corner.
Alah, yang mati yang full health. Yang mati yang full health, Cok.
The last two players are weak enough himself. Sender could just do this single-handedly.
Udah, kelar ini mah.
Be big and big. It is Cruz though. Enough to bring it back to that 1v1. Smoke in his face, 25 health. And Spike still planted for him. Time, pressure against him. And Sender just holding. Steady hand, spamming away. The Ghost in play. He needs to make the most of this spot here with a horn to reveal. And Sender lit up like a beacon. Weaving in and out. The time is played to perfection. Cruz.
Dimainin, bro. Nice banget, bro. Gitu dong, Talon. Gitu dong.
The first of the match, and that's what experience looks
gitu
like.
Gitu dong,
there.
Talon. Main-mainin dong.
The most experienced Talon member, a small smile he allows to grace his face. And Talon take the
Tinggal main
lead.
Coral satu hari, gas.
Got to be the first time in this entire series.
Lagian Sender aneh banget lo, bukan yang nge-push lo.
Exactly, but the first match was a bit of a
aneh banget.
Vitality have been winning all the pistol rounds. They won the bonus as well. Talon look like they've got those opportunities for the first time in this match. An opportunity similar to when they played against Leviathan, and it looked like they were in the game and had a shot to win it. Now they did end up choking that away a little bit. They lost all 4 rounds at the end of both maps, but they could see the finish line.
Hopefully learning from that experience. Not wanting to make the same mistakes twice because it's elimination. It's a tournament life on the line. A trap play with great success. It's offloaded here by Vitality. Earns them to kill, at least against Governor. Not too sure if he dropped a weapon.
He should have done. I mean, it's only Ban that saved this round, so there should be something for Ban to pick up, but he's nowhere near. Look, he's exploring through mid now with JitBoys, finding good timing onto Runner, but also dangerous positioning.
Yeah, as well, just spotting it out. Still, Ban to try and recover. Bloody hell, Ban. He's on an absolute worldie right now. Still, he's going to be dropped by Kicks.
And also,
from behind,
huge weaponry dropped, right? There's a weapon down over towards A main, unless they've juggled that away somehow. And there's also a weapon up there in Connector, which Sender's quickly going to grab.
Kicks is trying to get ahead of this one. He's going to hear these footsteps as well. It's an off angle, but it needs to be first shot accuracy on display. And it is. Vitality. Recovery. Inbound with a knife tagging. Primy's position noted, spotted. Vitality defaulting back into that discipline. Doubled up into the high-low. The tap forces them now creep in ever so closer to potentially that round win. Damage done, and Primy just not aware that they were playing that one together.
This is it, boys.
A MasterCard Thrifty. And for all we were singing the praises that Talon were finally getting that pistol round under their belt, that's going to flip it directly on its head.
So brutal in these kind of spots. Saw Ban and JitBoys go to try to make the play out through mid. It was Kicks that really cleaned up. Ban survived on 1 HP until that Sheriff shot came through, and that's a crucial duel that happened over towards B main.
Nice, boys. Nice.
That's what they've been waiting for. Kicks once more up towards the top of the scoreboard, having vast impact for Vitality today.
He's been dominating.
With the Sheriff too, he's had some big moments. He was part of how they managed to win a Thrifty round with a player disadvantage in the first half. Primy's been unfortunate in these clutches too.
Going to re-clear up through mid here. Right about that, I mean, Primi in the clutch. Maybe just again, you know, kind of that inexperience rearing itself onto the big stage because it's very different. Listen, clutch scenarios, the way you play them in ranked versus actual tier 1 play.
Emang ada yang kidal Bang Dep? Kan bisa diatur guys, Valorant. Oh, di kanan apa di kiri pistolnya? Suka-suka gamenya. Suka-suka game. Suka-suka playernya. Gimana suka-suka gamenya ini?
Yeah, the community narratives is like this guy is just God incarnate.
Of course he's very talented. He's exceptionally
maksudnya apa nih kidal nih? Senjata atau bener-bener main mouse-nya di kiri? Kalau mouse-nya di kiri, gue tadi belum lihat siapa yang mouse-nya di kiri.
He has to clutch every round.
Exactly. Gotta pump the brake with the expectations every now and then. Here's Talon thinking that they might have got themselves a free and open sight.
Absen kakak! Absen kakak!
He's looking nice with it. There's no ace in sight though.
Absennya kakak!
As well. Just against the economy, time running short as well. Will need to open himself up.
Wallbang itu. Kalau nggak wallbang mati itu.
Vitality are going to be in a massive position here. They're almost going to have their own bonus round coming up.
Itu hampir ace lagi loh.
Their economy is looking good. They saved a bunch of rifles, only one got dropped. So now they've got a bit of a freebie round to throw in here.
Absen.
Talon are the ones that could get plunged down into another eco. Or at least another round where you're scrapping together a buy at the very best. Primi one away from getting the showstopper. Is that what Talon are looking to play towards over here on A?
A lot of pings. Try and brute force their way past the initial A fight here. Primi just satchels all the way through. He's got the horn, at least to back him up. Gives him a bit of that peace of mind. So they earn the orb for now. Picks it up.
I like the stun that they placed down as well, making it more difficult for Vitality to re-clear through elbow. Remember that this comp on the attack side has quite a little amount of initiator utility to work with. They don't have those flashes that you would normally see from KO or Breach.
Sensors being placed all over the place.
Just waiting in case Vitality go for a re-clear.
Talon, A-nya absen.
Just from the boom bot and the paranoia.
T-nya terus, Talon, terus absen.
Held, anticipating
Lalu.
a showstopper. Kicks is not going to let Primi get away with that.
This is all the right protocols right now from Vitality.
Ocho nesu.
Look at this wall that's blocking off safe.
Terus absen lalu ocho nesu, Talon guys.
Making it feel like they could try to pivot into an A split.
It's a showstopper and a fight as well. Looking to split their way through. Knife collected, and that's why he had to see the showstopper with an early release here, yet still Talon are prevailing. With the gunplay and weaponry, Util out of the hands, Kicks unable to land that punish.
Agak maksa ya lah.
At least a flash still.
Emang lu ngerti ojo nesu artinya apa ke?
Still with that plan as well, Talon. They get that extension now into round 16.
2v3 winnable. Vitality toy.
Vitality now pushing forwards. They've got that dart. The timing taken by Primi's pushed past it. The Util unexpected and the spray transfer not hit.
Hari-hari nge-wife. 1v1, 1v1.
But does he know that Primi's placed himself here towards the back of the site to clear this one? Fully unexpected.
Oh, aimingnya berantakan.
No sitting duck from Primi.
Kok jadi sengit gini 88 nih?
Had to dodge a couple of bullets coming through. I don't know that that's the cleanest kill I've ever seen from Primi though.
But the movement got him through it.
20 and 10, he sits at the top of the scoreboard for Talon. He's on pace for that 30 bomb that the community expects from him in every one of the Talon matches. But it's 8 at the score, as you said. I think Vitality got a little too aggressive there at trying to clear back through market. As soon as they shut down the showstopper, they wanted to capitalize on that, hoping that they caught Talon unawares. But Safe once more shut down, trying to get the entry on a big team fight. Governor's one away from getting the annihilation. It is a tool that you can use to open up.
Yeah, if you know the angles, right?
Bang, nanti malam main TFT kah?
Sitting there, I'm going to be picking it up.
Most likely, iya.
It's the ult earned, but the spike drop down into the middle of nowhere. Paints us a nice little prick.
Most likely ya. Gua nggak bilang pasti. Most likely.
It's a good cam break as well. Runner's cam is good for re-clearing B main, good for retake situations as well, so Talon remove that. Now Vitality don't actually have too much information around the map, it's only A main.
Lo kalau nggak bilang lu cinta TFT, gue cabut motek guys.
Nobody to be caught.
Bilang cinta TFT gak lo kayak, wah TFT terus saya streaming tiap hari bang, aku support. Kalau enggak gue cabut.
Collides and clashes into a multitude of players here. Vitality going to have many sound cues. They don't want anything to do with it. Maybe just off the back of the trails, even connected. But Vitality didn't shift away from these sites. They still have a bit of control up through top section of mid and onto B. It's kill trips to be played off of once more. Alt stuck, committed, Sender. That's reinforcements that are now arriving onto this side. Pyromesh is here. There's the kill trips and Runner happy to oblige. Plays off it beautifully. Sender's there, still spraying away the Phantom in play. Out through main, nobody can hold a candle to these players right now, but still Talon might be able to battle away through anyway. 8 seconds left, but they are all gonna fall in the end.
Battle apa ini barusan?
And that's a messy one from Talent attack side calling. They haven't even broken the market door when they decided to take that pivot back through B. I'm not sure exactly what it was that spooked them so much, but they did not like the idea of ending A, even after throwing in the Nightfall. Scram.
Lah, papering coy.
Runners camp.
Lah.
Position and allowed them to shut that down kind of easily.
Oh, fuck.
Talon are broken again.
Yeah. Leif's never feeling like it's in a good enough spot.
Ever since they lost the follow-up to the pistol. I mean, that is the thing that ruined their economy.
Getting over this mid play. Rifle in the hands of Premier again. He has to be a solo player to really do the most. If Talon are able to pave their way at any portion of this round, silver lining for them is that they're close, at least to the showstopper, 2 away.
Cover going up. Wait.
How many more chances are you going to get?
3, 2, 1.
Rapidly approaching.
Dar.
Sender's going to be pressured. Oh, that's a huge knife.
Maybe only tagging onto the one, not too sure. Grab that, Sender. Avoids it. Paranoia is good as well. Alongside a nade, TPs have to be used to try and evacuate this space. He's got backup here. Kicks alongside it, safe. Going to be throwing all sorts of util into the face of these players from Talon, stunting them. Can't take a step forwards as well with that spike drop down, but it is going to be recovered.
Well played by Sender in that spot. It was another good grab net, but he avoided it. Played in his teammates nicely, and Safe's going to take contact over here towards A-Link.
Needs to be the big player now.
Wah, selesai sudah adik-adik.
Just turn them into mincemeat. 2-round lead for Vitality.
Tabrak absen lalu orangnya 0 HP.
And Kicks has generated
Talon nih.
which is going to be great for shutting
Keren
down
lu.
the showstopper.
Tadi mikirin ya singkatan yang enak apa ya. Mantap.
It's another ultimate that he's just got to think so hard around when he can even find that timing. Talon take a timeout. It's feeling a little like Talon's game against Lev, where you believe that they can do it. They've found some really good moments. 8-8, and it's starting to slip away from them. Against Leviathan, second map, they were 8-9, lost 4 in a row. They lose 13-8. On the first map, they were up 11-9, lost 4 in a row, lost 11-13. These end moments, maybe it's the strat book running out, maybe it's the rookie players getting a little nervous as they can see the finish line. Maybe it's just luck, maybe it's a coincidence, but it feels real in this kind of moment, real enough for Frost to hit the panic button, use his final tactical timeout. Vitality haven't even used one yet.
Which is strange, I was just thinking that. I mean, it's like, they've been getting tested for all of this map, but...
I think the reason, though, is that they lost the final 3 rounds of the half. And so, you know, if you use a tag timeout at that point, you're already... Yeah, sure. You've already played the majority of that half. You get to talk to the team at the halftime break anyway. They probably just didn't anticipate how much Talon winning those final 3 would push them.
This is one that Talon have to win. Round 19, enough money in the back pocket. Scramble to give it a buys, even if it is on the half armor. One away from the big ultimate of the showstopper. This is Vitality looking to take that early A main control in space. Flash to set it
Terus stretch.
One way now for Sender, so he's going to just maintain control of that one.
Kayaknya iya. Nggak ngeliat gue tadi. Sekarang banyak banget pro player yang pakai terus stretch biar lebih lebar katanya.
Going exploring, but as the gun
Wah.
barely out safe, is just trying to hunt him down
diburu,
and shut
Cok.
him down still. This is the danger zone. Surely, you don't overextend right into this one. Surely in the hand.
Wah, Saiful.
Is left. He is hard committed.
Saiful kalau kalah keterlaluan loh.
Pretty incredible.
Anjir,
from
dapat
Van there
satu
that he
Simban.
got that one to work with.
Mantap.
Talon get reset. They're worried about mid now. Vitality have shown presence in that area. Can Jit Boys poke out the A site and realize that all is safe, all is empty?
He did pull Sender away. I think he was scurrying to try and at least help out with the Utah with the paranoia, right?
And now that Kix is dead, no null command to stop Primy's ult. So this showstopper, he can rip it whenever he likes.
Lah justru terus stretch itu full screen. GeForce.
It's an open site. They don't know that. They're going to be using it.
Kan resolusi 16, biasanya kan 16:9. Ini 4:3 tapi di stretch. Makanya namanya terus stretch. Jadi full screen. Oh, mengerikan sekali Saiful. For VIT nih bos.
So say finding that opener in the midway part of this round, going for re-exploration in through the back of the site, very wide with the face and the movement.
Nice.
Still, but
Alah,
straight down
jadi nice.
nevertheless. Grouped up enough for Vitality to win this
2v1,
one.
2v1.
At least Primy has to lock this one down. Overdrive, damage done, and still, yeah.
Nice,
down
bro.
the initial shots. Primy just couldn't stand still and hold his ground.
Another 1v2
Saiful.
that's asked of him. I like the play from Talon as well. They choose to get aggressive in the postman, but they didn't realize they were going to be facing there into 4 players. They're expecting the retake to be split up a little more than that.
Saiful.
They hit their shots at the start. Safe skill on the flank, and then the clean up
Mantap Bang
towards the end.
Saiful.
It was very nice from him and Sender. Safe finding another round to have his value. 11-8. That finish line choke, unfortunately looking like it's hitting Talon again with elimination on the line. If they lose 2 more rounds, they're gone from champs.
That's your year finish.
Bakal nonton Ascension nggak? Oh, udah pasti. Udah pasti. Akan gua luangkan waktu itu.
It's all about pulling yourself back up when you get knocked down, and Talon have struggled with that aspect of their game. Going for the reclear now, though.
Tinggal tunggu aja itu. Beli tiketnya kapan? Di mana nontonnya? Gue udah pasti nonton aja.
They're really nice. They knew that the Gravnet was going to be good on the right side, but before they got punished by people from A-Link this time.
Ada tips and triknya mungkin Ujang
Flash comes
yang
through
kita
from
tidak
Jit
tahu.
Boys and allows Talon to follow up very nicely. They are adapting. The players are making adjustments. Is it too late?
Is it too late now to say sorry? Cause
Here in the footsteps, he's given away another kill. So 4 versus 4. Where we stand so far here into this round as an ult online for Jit Boys can be able to use this to get some information through into the back of the site. Big reveal, ult's going to be broken. They know that they're anchoring in, but it's going in pound for pound. Sender, he's also going to be reinforcing this site up.
Race-nya open ulti padahal guritanya Fate kagak scan siapa-siapa di site. Ya nggak apa-apa. Buat nakut-nakutin biar gak ini. Biar pada nggak masuk kan jadinya. Nah, ada guys. Lanjut PRX guys. GG
Another 4 in a row at the finish line that Talon have lost. And Sender with a second Omen ult to go and reinforce the opposite side. Both rounds massively important that he got that one through. Picks up Ban over towards A. He's still winning rounds over towards B. 3 more kills defending. Super similar to when he did this in the past as Talon had that scrambled pivot.
And it's do or die now for Talon. This is it. Do you survive in a tournament? Or is it all curtains for Vitality? They can taste it. Victory. It's on the precipice. A lot of noise made here by Talon. Not much of a slow default being held. They are heavily grouped up now. Almost like they're going for the one last hurrah here.
Yeah, not even any information on the other sides of the map apart from that trip, which admittedly has not been broken. It looks like Cruz here is going to try to put some pressure on Sender. Drag these players in the middle of the map over towards A so that they can make that B split easier.
Out for mid as well, safe. That's composure. It's a steady hand with the Phantom in play. 2 bullets does the job and drops Governor. First kill here for Vitality. Might be the beginning of the end here for Talon.
Beginning of the end. Beginning of the end.
As well. Finding Ban. Talon still committed to this B split.
Players to meet them.
Run has been good.
We've seen rounds like this, but this could be the tournament life of Talon just ending in the blink of an eye. It all comes down to this fight here. Contact to be caught by Safe. Out through Market, maybe even expected he could have chopped it up already. Horn up and over, stun, lay it down. All intended just to slow this one to a crawl. Kicks already with a no command. It's waving out. It's emanating. Nobody to deal with a dart. And only two left to stand. Ban holds strong, but only for a moment more. The nade removes him, and Chip Boys has to do the ultimate. It's all in his hands. It's all on his shoulders. And he is not long for this world. A 13-8 to finish this map. Vitality survive.
Prediksi skor PRX dong.
Survive being an important
2-1 sih
there.
menurut gue PRX.
For Safe.
2-1 PRX kalah.
In groups last year with Team Liquid. They were the #1 seed. He was determined not to make that happen again. Facing elimination here today, they've sent Talon home in their place. A good run from Talon, honestly. Good that they pushed Vitality a little here on Sunset. Good that they were even here in the first place with how many rookies they had in that team. But they've fallen short of that high standard that Cruz and Frost set for them. Their year has ended. I'll be back to the drawing board thinking about 2025. You can see it in the body language. They hope.
Selamat menonton adik-adik. Bentar, toilet dulu. Talon pulang, talonnya pulang. Lama lu Talon.
봤을 때 되게 좋은 방향으로
작업 니
레비아탄의 경기를 끝낼 수 있을 것 같다고 하네요. 그러면은 바이탈리티의 세이프 선수 인터뷰 만나봤습니다. We'll be back after the break to see PRX versus FUT Esports. Bye.
Bye. Bye cantik. Fans PRX juga mas? Enggak, bukan. Siapa yang bilang gue fans PRX? Enggak. Bukan. Salah orang. Gue bocil PRX. Gila, lagunya gede banget, jing. Peng. Saingan si Mbak Luna, betul. Gue bisa beli speaker murah 200.000. Lihat, habis beli speaker murah 200.000, looks good juga. Looks good. Ten. Masih ngefans Mbak UI nggak kok deh? Mbak UI siapa anjir? Ayo. Devin bukan fans Fnatic. Iya itu juga. Gua bocil Fnatic, bocil PRX. UI UX, wow. Belum jadi pensiun jadi bocil PRX, wow. Agak ngulang ya kata-katanya ya. Belum jadi pensiun. Belum jadi gua. Ntar guys, ganti speaker dulu ya. Speakernya mau buat tes langsung. Mana ya cara buat? Apa bikin? Sebentar ya, sebentar. Kenapa ganti speaker? Karena speaker yang lama mau gua pakai buat di rumah baru. Buat CCTP. Terus penasaran aja, brand ini bagus apa kagak. Mau dicoba. Jason. Rencana pindah ke rumah baru kapan? Si lama. Baru selesai renovasi, belum ada barang, belum interior. Ntar kalau ada interior, baru gue bisa pindah-pindah. PRX masih kontrak pemain sampai 2025, sampai 2026. 2025 itu si something doang. Something 2025. Sisanya 2026. Oke, gue mau coba ya guys ya. Gue mau coba dengerin pakai speaker baru. Anjay, speaker baru kelas. Ada suara nih. Lah iya kan gue mute, kocak. Wow.
Alright. Jason.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh wait. When you get this like.
Alright. Devin, are you prepared?
Yep.
10 seconds on the clock. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright. Please show the audience. Please show our viewers. What is it? What is it?
Some seed.
What is that?
I don't know how to do this.
Aaron,
What's a meme, man?
I'm giving you the answer. What?
I don't know what the fuck is this. Wait, one more guess. Oh. House. I don't know. House.
Okay, so the answer was ThinkPad.
What is this?
I don't know what that is. What is that?
You drew it also.
It's a spike. It's a spike. Oh, yeah, it's a spike.
I thought it was some flex.
Are you scaring? It's capping to carry it. Well,
look at this.
yeah. Okay, this is really.
Oke, speakernya berjalan dengan baik. All good.
Are even better on that stage. So best of luck to you guys.
Aman guys. Speaker aman. All Gucci. Kenapa ganti speaker? Speaker yang lama mau dipakai ke sebelah. ke rumah gua. Jadi CCTV gua kan bisa ini kan, CCTV gua tuh bisa ngerekam suara. Nah, mau dicoba pakai speaker, cuma kan buat kita lihat hasil suaranya butuh speaker. Jadi gua beli speaker murah. Ini juga speaker yang gua beli murah, 200.000 doang. Yang Logitech gua kan 150.000.
Our champions finalists last year might not be able to make it because of just some, I don't know, weird gameplay, honestly. It didn't really feel like we were seeing
I think they played the way that PRX
di war. Gara-gara jing sih.
Beat a team like G2. I think they got stylistically outmatched in this game. And PRX
Speaker Horek mantep, Bang. Gua nggak tahu ini merek apa, tapi lu sebut aja. Merek Altec Lansing. Gua beli speaker yang murah aja, guys. Gua males beli speaker mahal-mahal karena kan ujung-ujungnya gue pakai ini juga, ujung-ujungnya gue pakai earphone juga kan, jadi kayak adalah gue pengennya pokoknya beli di bawah 200.000 aja. Tadi gue beli 195.000, jadi kayak ya udahlah.
Phenomenal players, you know, guys who should be lifting a trophy over their head, but it just has not happened for them.
Some of the most mechanically talented players we've seen in this game of Valor. I mean, 100%. If not the best currently. Honestly, they're ridiculous. Osboss is up there with them, but they have a good chance now. They struggle against teams that have really good macro. FUT this year, I feel like
saw against G2.
Exactly. FUT this year, I feel like I've taken a little bit of a step back. So this is a really good opportunity to keep their foot in the door in this tournament.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, of course, how this all plays out. We'll send it over to Yinsu. Actually, had an opportunity to get a quick word.
NDK 150-an juga. NDK brand ya.
I am honored to be here with the one and only David, or some of you might know him as Devin. I wanted to ask you, what do you think about that nickname? And also, this is your 10th global event. You've been here many, many times. So how do you feel about the growing support as well, and having a lot of streamers being super, super excited about your performance?
I mean, it's great.
Itu di belakang orang megang iPad apaan, guys? Tulisannya putih doang anjir.
David, I mean, thanks to Pujan, and I mean, I'm actually loving it a lot. And yeah, I mean, our 10th time, hopefully this time, right?
You got it. 10 times lucky. Trophies coming home?
Nah.
No, good luck today, Devin.
Nah.
Okay, so
dia sadar diri anjing.
Nah. Hey, you're gonna win this event? Nah.
To be fair, when they went on their run at Champions, it's not like they were going around saying they were gonna make a run happen.
That's true.
They've never been that team to boast.
Feels like every single time they go on a run, it's always the same thing. So, you know, maybe that's what they're trying to do. A little reverse, you know.
Nah.
Relieve some of that pressure.
Lu bakal bawa pulang piala ya? Nah. Gue suka orang-orang yang tahu diri.
But yeah, I mean, FUT, they ran into a different beast of EDG. And
indeed they did. It was not pretty for FUT. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. FUT had moments where it looked like they could very well keep competitive in this one. But, I mean, look, Baby Bay, they're going to need to step up. CNATE especially.
Yeah, not only CNATE, but it was the defensive side.
Oh, yes.
That was the biggest struggle. They only got 4 rounds
on
defense against EDG. And yeah, they slowly crawled their way back in on the attacking side. But you cannot be doing that in a tournament like this where the stakes are this high.
Yeah, you absolutely can't. I think that FUT had opportunities in that game. They actually did pretty well in the gun rounds, but they lost every single pistol in that game. And I mean, you can't really win series doing that when you're against a closely matched opponent.
Yeah, not a game like Valorant where it's so snowbally. It matters so much. And if you give those rounds to PRX, who will get confidence from them.
Dia pernah di interview ditanya kenapa kalah, terus jawabnya skill issue. Emang anjing. Tapi itu alasannya gue suka PRX. Mereka tuh nggak butthurt gitu loh. Jadi kalau mereka kalah, ya udah kayak ya skill issue lah.
Here's cracks on what went wrong in that matchup for FUT in this Omen player moment.
Ben Volkan Krax Balaban FUT Esports'ta support rolünde oynuyorum. O yüzden şu an aldığımız ilk yenilgi beklediğimiz bir sonuç değildi. Ama şu an daha her şey bitmedi. O yüzden üstüne koyarak devam etmeye çalışacağız. Yani büyük konuşmayı sevmem ama büyük ihtimalle kırılma anını veya pistol alsaydık kazanabileceğimizi düşünüyorum. Oynadığımız oyunda neyleri yanlış yaptığımızı gördük. Küçük hataları değiştirirsek ve özgüvenli bir şekilde oynarsak yenebileceğimizi düşünüyorum. Çünkü bizim takım olarak günümüz diye bir kavramımız var. Ve günümüzde olduğu zaman kimse karşımıza duramıyor ama diğer türlü biraz daha geride kalıyor takım. Sadece günün gelmesini bekleyeceğiz.
know exactly where Cena it is. Kang support up, chewed up. They spy the trap, fall in a bit of danger. The paranoia is good though with that connection after struck. He's going to be dodged. He needs some help from the rest of his team, and the overdrive is just swatted away.
Dediğim gibi büyük
Kalau menang dapat apa?
sahnede görüşelim.
Kalau menang
Çok
dapat satu kesempatan lagi buat masuk ke playoff.
Yani çok çalıştığımızdan ötürü ben ilerleyebileceğimizi düşünüyorum ve sizin desteklerinizi de arkamızda hissediyoruz. Desteklemeye devam edin lütfen.
Of course, for this FUT team, right, not only are they playing for themselves, they also play for, you know, the Turkish region of Valorant as well. Let's not forget about that. But one player cracks. I mean, he was certainly a bright spot for this team. He had some moments, you know, on the initiator role where he was bringing some value to the FUT boys that were keeping them in this matchup against EDG, Baby Bay.
Yeah, it was insane. I mean, he had pop-off moments left and right. First bloods.
PRX 02 FUT. Let's go.
The problem was they couldn't convert. They had 26.
Kalau kalah suruh main FF aja. Kalau kalah suruh main FF aja.
It's insane. I think the fundamentals.
Kalau kalah mendingan main TFT sama gua.
Really causing them problems, and the EDG individuals were taking those risky plays that I think they became known for, but largely they were finding that success. I think when I think of FUT, I feel like they're a pretty inflexible team. They have their set ideas, they have their set comps. A lot of time it's unique. They're like the only team in the event only playing Jet and Raze in that duelist slot, and I feel like when they get hit by these teams who have a more chaotic style like EDG and like who they're going to play in Paper X today, they can struggle sometimes, so they're really going to have to be on their A game.
Kalau kalah suruh main Minecraft, main Roblox aja lah. Main Roblox yang mode Valorant. Roblox tuh ada mod Valorantnya loh, tahu nggak kalian?
Before, but the last time these two teams played, it was Paper X who took the win and went on their run at champions.
Well, let's go ahead and meet the players as we bring out Paper X and FUT to the stage.
Konkurren. Sorry, beatbox gue cacat. Paper X. Paper X, permainan yang bagus, Gus. Oke. Lagi-lagi yel-yel Wilson. Mending diem sih, Om. Nih, harus diturunin jabatannya. Kita turunin dulu jabatannya dia. Ya, pot yang sangat tidak beretika dia. Turunin dulu jabatannya itu, nggak boleh. Minta tutor beatbox ke Jason, jangan dong. PRX pick attack, FUT pick attack. Oh, PRX pilih ban lu keren. Mantap.
Another opportunity to prove that they're not just a team that can attend globals, but who can play well, who can go deep in the playoffs.
Dan jadi raket data dulu lah.
I am so shocked that FUT decided to pick Sunset into PRX.
That's crazy.
And PRX are 15-3 on the map this year.
Oh, wow.
15-3. They've only lost 3 times on this map this year. It's crazy. They must have some good anti-stratting going on, because if not,
or a death wish.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly my point.
But there has to be a reason for it. They have to feel
Mari kita
some
lihat.
kind of confidence on this map here, Mimi, if they felt the need to go for it right out of the gate.
Sure, I mean, you talk about the year-long.
Ini siapa guys? Ini Aguero guys.
Streak here as well. PaperX played
Itu Aguero.
a unique composition. They're one of the few teams bringing out the Sage on this
Siapa sih yang punyanya Aguero? FUT apa Kru sih? Lupa mulu gua. Kru deh ya.
The strengths of it, they're attacking sides. They have a lot of oomph with that double initiator comp to get into space, and then their post plans are killer.
Suruh main yang serius si Joko. Iya nih David nih.
It disrupts the normal timings defenders want to play around when they're setting up for retakes.
And if there's one thing we know about FUT, it's, you know, throw a wrench into the spanner can sometimes throw you off there a little bit.
That's the saying.
Yeah. Throw a wrench into the spanner? I don't know.
Spanner into the works.
Yeah, that old chestnut. All right, there it goes. The agents. Let's see. Well, not much on the way of changes here that we're going to see, but of course, you know, Baby Bay. I mean, this is
Paper X 100%. Gila. Paper X 100% guys.
Very close games.
Ngeri banget. Padahal ini mapiknya FUT loh. Kalau PRX tadi mapiknya bind. Oh iya, kru anjir, FUT bukan.
What is their solution? If you're a team who wants to play into the flood retake against PRX, which these breach gecko comps normally like to do, that's really hard playing into the stage.
PRX 100% bro. FUT juga mana ada FUT 100%. FUT tadi berapa? 50% apa 40% tadi? Lupa gua. Kompiknya 100%. Tapi kemenangannya kagak 100%. Hari ini turun 100% nih.
It's of course Pansy and Steel.
Thank you, GB and the desk, and you're spot on here. I think they
alluded
to a lot of the points
ini last life, last chance.
And we were discussing ourselves. These are playoff quality teams meeting up here in the group stage, and only one can carry on. Again, a reminder: PRX made it to those Champions finals before, fell just short. But still, they made it that far. And on the other side, you got Zenith. The man's got the trophy. He's been there as well. But now, as said, only one can live. Josh coming into this map pool got the analyst desk a little bit twisted on this one. So tell me, what does FUT need to do here? If you're walking into this, you've got PRX with an exceptionally good record. Surely they can tighten something up here.
It's wild that we're seeing these teams on the
Kita lihat cara main PRX guys. Saatnya kita kata-katain. Ayo kita kata-katain. Gue udah semangat roasting tim sendiri nih. Let's go.
And we need to be able to see
Aku bocil PRX.
conversions with his op. He was not hitting any of the shots before. It's on him now. Fast opening.
Yeah, great start for him there. A little bit of a confidence boost, but they're brawling, and you can expect this throughout the game. No one is going to come away unscathed from this.
Bentar. Dava jadi sage di sini ya. Oke.
By the end of this game,
something sudah hilang.
blood drawn, something's gone
sudah
down.
Biasa.
PRX going to continue that pathing towards the A site. Was reticent in approach, happy to continue along this.
Ayo PRX.
Sitting a little bit safer, just shouldering the angle.
Ya udah hilang.
Quite nasty if it does manage to catch. No, respecting it enough to fall away, but they're buying a lot of time here.
Udah.
10 seconds for Forsaken to get stun up, but already closing the gap is Ada Captain in the back lines. They have everyone contained right now. This Sage Wall is everything in this hit. Otherwise, the stacks here for FUT, they should be converting this round.
Kelar ini udah.
Line already pinged on paper. Stun line already pinged. Sage Wall ready to be placed, probably towards spawn.
Looking at Mr. Fallen, who might get isolated by this. There comes a stun. He's the most vulnerable person now. Dealt with. Jing! Perfect. Almost on the follow-up towards Cracks. He's going to chase that down. He wants in. Wingman
nice.
Pretty much evaded, and the plant's gone in. Even with all that information, PRX able to bring this back.
Jangan mukil. Mukil sih.
Goes in. No one can pressure it until then. Energy takes away Forsaken. Jing with a quick up and over. Still firing. Still doing what he can. Are in the door now.
David tengil 2 kali anjir.
He needs 2 more. Cracks is low.
Curang.
10 HP. Desperate to try and catch him, but Wingman going to be evaded again. 3 more bullets and another body found.
David.
He's spotted
David.
And now the pressure's on Yellowjay. The Sheriff, a little sweaty in his hand, getting a little more nervous. Divide doing the dance around. We go, buying time.
David, let's go. Ini dia David yang gua mainkan. David. Let's go David, gitu kayak lumayan Gak jangan mukil. Main muter-muter India-Indiaan bos. Bagus Speed. Let's go David. Jantung berdebar. Lu kalau nonton PRX gak pernah ngantuk cok. Karena PRX tuh hobinya bikin jantungan anjir.
This time around than the last time we saw them here.
Yeah, it's a quick reminder of some of the earlier problems, right? You kind of dream.
Si Jing kagak sabaran banget tadi. Iya, Jing mukil.
You know, I guess on paper win cons, but it's PRX. There's always something about them. But danger here, Jing gonna handle it well. And something to follow up, really securing that forward positioning on AR. It's just pistols, it's fine, but it's confidence.
Relax, Jing, relax. Chill the fuck up.
You look at these two teams.
JJ, chill. Tadi masih ada temen lu nge-skill.
And of course a lot of teams would love to have that.
Chill, relax.
Get your players active. But you look at the likes of Cena, Jing, either side obviously, but a very similar coin that you're looking at.
FUT is, as you are completely right, they are hugely momentum-based. I wouldn't start getting nervous right
chill,
now.
relax.
Round, but it's still very early in. We're only talking about round 2 here, okay? We're going into this is the first test, this is the first gun round. There's no one going to be on the board, no economy to really deal with that. FUT, I think, probably just want to make sure that they can pick up.
Gak sabaran loh. Itu padahal ada Jason punya aftershock loh.
So it's about surviving into that second
Gak
half.
digubris.
If FUT is able to pick up this map, this is probably their
Pagi-pagi udah bisa ngulti. Pagi-pagi udah bisa. Here comes the party.
And they're not letting PRX run away with just everything, just creating chaos and getting away with it.
Ayo bonus round nih. Bonus round. Udah bisa ulti nih Jing nih.
So a couple of question marks placed, but the one way still in position. You've got a shouldering of the angle from Ada Captain, and the showstopper is indeed here. Jing going to try and levy the odds. Even with the weaker weapons, run, Mr. Fallen, run. How far can you make it? He wants you. Heat-seeking doesn't land. Yellow J keeps them safe. So already the site does get given up though, so a little bit of a trade out.
JJ masih mukil. JJ mukil. JJ-nya mukil. JJ-nya mukil.
Justify now in a 1v4. Incredibly difficult and already tagged up. And the swing.
Ya, bonus round, nggak apa-apa, bonus round, nggak apa-apa.
Is that yeah, the Balrog just battle cry. You'll hear it every time. So Diffuse is there, they get away with it.
Nggak apa-apa.
Investment of the
Mukil biasa.
You'll be happy with this.
Anak muda, berkobar-kobar, terbakar-bakar darahnya. Gila, keyboardnya pink banget, bos.
This is a night and day difference. This is what they need. They not only won the round, but they won with 4 alive. I have no idea how this guy's getting away from
Itu gak mati lagi. JJ udah ngejar, mati kagak, ngebunuh kagak, mati iya anjir. Wes, santai. Santai.
FUT need to get this map, but something's
gak perlu teriak-teriak. Relax, itu bonus round. Lu sama aja lu kayak ini tadi lu. Buset, something dah AWP. Lu kira lu kengkeng. Si paling ronde 4 beli AWP anjir. Lu pikir lu kengkeng, bro. Kacau.
They're just going to leave, I think, Ada Captain there, refreshing that one way. They can loosen up one of the players to maybe hit a rotate early.
No Soba on the side of PRX means that this trip, you basically need to use paint shells to take care of it.
Very tricky.
Unless you walk all the way out, basically.
Yeah. Ah! And that's the operator shown in a quick evacuation to make sure they don't get caught on the counter swing.
Kenapa nembaknya pakai AWP? Kan orang jadi tahu lu pakai AWP ya.
Finds a pixel out of place, and that's Jing. Gonna somewhat deny that early springboard forward. Mr. Fallen has to swing and fight, manages to keep himself standing, but now the pressure's starting to mount here. This is that bloody battle we're talking about. The rotations are coming in, but Devi keeps some pressure off them, keeping it
Jing udah mati lagi aja ya.
Plants in play.
Jing ini kalau nggak mati ya mati.
At least for now.
Aduh, Jing mainnya masih YOLO nih, nggak suka gue.
But catching for Sake, trying to backpedal. Stunning work from CNED. Pink shell as well. Something and that operator are going to have to be, I don't know, praying for a connection. It's not working. As Mind Freak now overwhelmed, outnumbered, and put down.
Yes.
Let's slow this down here, Josh.
Jing mainnya belum berubah. Tetap tolol.
Potentially get an operator if they fancy it. Looks like they don't.
Right as I write down.
Ayo FUT.
The difference between G2
kalahin
and FUT is
tim tolol ini biar mereka tuh rombak strategi gitu.
And FUT, it wasn't there before, and that was one of the things they couldn't convert a lot of these rounds, these situations where they had the man advantage. But here again, I was thinking, okay, what's happening? Mr. Fallen's still in, but the rest of the teammates have backed Alpha into spawn. What's going on? They need to be on the same page. But I mean,
wah, 3 ulti bos. Cyper, Race, dan juga Gecko. Ngemeng-ngemeng, ini bedanya cuma Y2Y sama Davai doang nih. Ya, ini lagi satu. Cernet juga Rosa anjir. Sama-sama Rosa nih race nih. Pikir di bengkong. Sama JJ. Talia, welcome back to Definition Silver, Talia.
Okay, that's a start. What a shot!
Whoa. Whoa.
This could be a tragedy in the making. Yeah, the weapons are a little bit deep, but they could be definitely recovered. So that's some huge upgrades. Massive for Forsaken. And he's got his ult. You've got the res with Devi. You've got so much to play with here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
The only weapon they couldn't recover, I think, is the one by the market door, so yeah, you'll be chuffed with that.
Still a Rolling Thunder and a res available.
Massive. And it's just a constant reminder of, you know, you've got to respect PRX for the mechanical capability at the bare minimum. Straight on in, Mr. Fallen going to find one on the cross. That's Forsaken gone down, but then the res. We noted it earlier, it's in play. Looking at the flank though, yeah,
the res.
timing. I think it's being considered. Yeah, already Devi's got eyes on it.
Oh, nice. Nice shot, nice shot. Ambil senjatanya.
A nice little upgrade as
David,
well.
ambil senjatanya, David.
Loving this. You're going to need heroics.
Oke, David lagi mau ngeflank, guys.
Shot at that PRX.
David mau ngeflank, David.
Safe against this side. A cold,
David mau ngeflank nih. David.
Can he take it on with him? Just 1-4 alive on the other side. Yeah, the res got used, but now they got fish off. They got all the upgrades. They've got to be
Something nggak tuker senjata.
I'm sitting here talking about this game right now, everything's on FUT. FUT needs to do this. Yetajay needs to do this. Cena needs to do this. The reason why I'm saying that is because PRX are probably the favorites here. They have that teamwork. They know how to just move in together. They're so deadly. I don't know if FUT had any chance to even react to the first 3 of those deaths, just instantly taken out. It is definitely on FUT to be able to set a precedent in this game, and if they can't do it, PRX is going to run over them.
Early fish on. Oh, they exchanged. But it's seen it find something. So very early damage from that.
Trading trash.
Looking for more. But going to take all the space, want the ult back.
Into B site they go, though.
Something mate.
We get that spike planted. FUT don't care
Something
so much about this, though.
mate.
They do that defensive smoke. They're able to play out that spam battle. But this Rolling Thunder coming in late from Forsaken through market, I believe, is what's going to happen towards the end of this round.
Yeah, can they clear sight? Yeah, so they're all going to come back around and clear.
He's going to go around the world. Oh, my.
Should just clear towards Pillar, so now they can focus the rolling. Oh, my God,
Yes,
the flank on the flank.
huge.
Hold on, the flank. Devi's going to find CNED. Wait, Devi's still trying to brawl this out. And now Forsaken getting closer step by step, but time is dwindling. It's ticking. Here comes the ult for Forsaken. They have no idea about this. And suddenly, dazed and confused, it's all
Jing ngebunuh pakai bot. Wow!
Perfection.
What the fuck?
3 standing.
Bro.
I'm
apa
so
ini?
impressed with them so far, Josh.
That was a great read. They set that up so early into the round, and it's another round where FUT has that opening advantage. CNED getting that kill onto something, and then being able to keep that. It's not like they got instantly traded. Forsaken, though, just waiting in that tiles area, waiting for all the defenders to come out. They know, okay, defensive smoke comes into play. You send that wingman onto the spike for the defuse. Everyone's going to start putting the pressure onto main, not allowing any space to breathe. Forsaken's the backlines with the Rolling Thunder.
And now the earnest is on foot to do the same thing back to PRX that they did to them earlier on. A hero rifle with cracks, couple of sheriffs and a stinger.
If there's a round to do it, though, it's FUT on sheriffs. This is, I've seen it time and time again.
You're right.
I'm not going to talk about it any more than this. I don't want to jinx anything. It's just...
It has happened.
It's happened. It'd be a deja vu.
Would be, but very good work from Ada Captain. Oh my God, and a headshot too. Okay,
oh, let's go.
Here. The hero's made his way towards the site with that rifle. And maybe the curse can be activated with just the slightest of references. Nah, it's all on you. It's crazy you hate them like this. But yeah, Forsaken and Mind Freak. Yeah, it's not impossible. None of the weapons got really recovered here. That's going to force them into an uncomfortable position. Mind Freak rewarded towards cracks. A little TP, but 32 HP. Clearing through, though. That's going to be a good couple of kills. 3 already for him. Eyeing up his 4th, and it's all on Mind Freak now. 30 seconds TP. He'll send him scattering.
Mind Freak.
And he commits. Camera's still there.
Missed, though.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Going to get the plant. Where's he repositioned? They are both low HP. 20 on Yetajay, 11 on Mr. Fallen, but he's not sitting great himself, 32.
Grouping up from FUT. I like this. I didn't like how they were splitting up.
But now they have to make their choice.
They just have to be. Mr. Fallen's 11 HP. Yetajay's 20. Who do you send in first?
It's a bit of a Sophie's choice, isn't it? Refreshing the one way. No, gonna commit for a closer smoke here. Wait inside it. Hold his breath and see if he notes a player slipping on through. Time starting to dwindle. They gotta get a move on here. Stun comes in. He's gonna know where it's come from. Oh, Yetajay!
Yeah!
Just hitting towards him in that smoke. They find him. The time, not close enough to be a problem. Diffuse is there, and they do it right back to him. Josh, I can't believe you brought this into effect.
I've seen it happen too many times.
Yeah.
I've seen it be able to be what FUT needs to get their foot in the door. I've said this line before, everything's deja vu, and they are a momentum-based team. So getting around like this, it's this next round after it. If they're able to pick up this next round, then they start running away with round after round after round, and nothing sets you up a little bit.
Aronnya lagi gak mau BU, guys.
Except for that Stinger lineup, right? Elbow, that set up the entire pace of everything.
Look, EMEA using Stingers, I get nervous. If it's an NA player,
Sure,
I'm like, easy. That's probably 3. But finding both was incredibly impressive. Had a captain doing very well there. Again, he was one of the main players on that site. I think it was a very late rotate or a later positioning from Krax to come back over. He was kind of soloing deeper towards elbow. So for him to find both, very impressive. FUT going to pump the brakes, so this is their timeout. And I think you were right in highlighting the value of that round then has to be kind of reciprocated going forward. It can't just end at that one-off. Can they string this together? Has there been enough seen? Already you can see guys, they're really going through it, having a chat with the boys. Very animated as a coach as well. We kind of have this on both sides as well for Alex too. So this will be quite a fun one.
Imagine calling a timeout after you win a round.
I mean, it's a very FUT-esque thing, isn't it? Right? It just kind of like highlights what they need to do going forward, because I still think, apart from that round, it was 2 back-to-back for PRX.
Yes.
Right?
I mean, Aaron udah bekerja sih kemarin itu sih, guys. Jadi kayak ya udahlah.
We've been here before though. I can vividly remember just line by line talking about how FUT was in so much control, and then when they played it slow and forced the other team to play their game, they were chilling, but then, you know, they get that lead and then they start going CNED down mid, CNED push B main, they start losing the rounds. Have they learned from all those mistakes in that second stage of the EMEA split? Have they fixed those things? Because that's where they need to pull it out and make no more mistakes.
Right.
Session real di Jakarta, real udah di-announce sama Valor Intel kan? Tinggal tunggu di-announce resmi lagi sama Valorant nih. Wow! What the fuck? Okay.
It's gone. They've got to get away.
Okay.
This has all gone wrong. FUT are going to be scrambling on this one. You did not expect that shot to deny CNED. Left them just condemned in middle, and now they get an early man advantage.
Sekarang Bang David yang pakai AWP, guys.
Util invested. Cosmetic stuns everywhere.
I mean, what did I just say, though?
I know.
And the saving grace here, though, is this is one of the rounds that FUT could actually win just because
Riot buff stun, please.
is the player to defend a site right now. He's got his trips up.
Oh, main pre.
Not if this happens, though.
Get to
there
yay.
you go. Okay, that's a
Something di boy. Oh, tidak kelihatan, tidak kelihatan. Oh, Dapuy. Dapuy kasih paham Dapuy.
The backlines allowing the 2 players still towards site to focus on CT and maybe that swing back in from short.
Bang Dapuy.
Getting a step closer. Still got Wingman and Mosh.
Showstopper maybe.
Oh, there we go. First and second spotted. Timing actually, hold on, not clean for Jing. And the slow eventual creep from the Vibe, but they got there in time.
Nice, Davai ngebunuhnya tuh Ye, nice banget. Nice banget, nice banget. Nice crossfire, nice crossfire.
Nostalgia of what we were
main muter-muter, bagus, bagus.
When they overdid things, we got a little too aggressive when they played into it, and PRX looked very ready for that. Or, well, I say ready or not, it doesn't seem
Ini sih, ini hoki sih, anjir.
And that was it.
Hoki sekali, Bung.
Tough, I mean.
That headshot.
When that happens, it's kind of sad. It's, well, what can you do about it? It was a good play. That's what you are kind of thinking in your mind. But was it actually a good play? They called that timeout after they won on an eco round with those sheriffs. But now look at their economy. Was it really worth it? Sure, if you win that round, you can get another round under the belt. But if you lose it, this is the situation you put yourself in. Maybe that's what they need, though. 3 sheriffs and a stinger. I've seen this before.
Mereka tadi timeout pas menang kan? Ya itu buat dikata-katain dulu sama Alex, guys. Tolol. Main yang bener, goblok. Menang sih, menang. Lu pada tolol gitu. Nah, gue kasih cewek lu pada abis ini ya.
Wait a second, the catch is only 1. Krax still alive. Jing sent the rocket.
Roja.
Work out. It's forsaken out of captain once again with a stinger.
Roja.
Running and gunning and finding a body. Jing goes down and an upgrade gets found for CNED. Suddenly a 4v4, and they're surrounded on the site.
Roja is real.
A lot of pressure there to make sure they don't get. That wasn't clean, but it's fine in the end. Mindfreak gonna find some security towards CT. Focusing everyone back towards those other areas that could pose problems.
That elbow wall.
I feel like they might have done enough here.
Oke, ada wall dari David.
David.
David.
Positions already looking very secured.
3, 1-0. Keep the angle, David. Keep the angle. Oke, lu lihat smoke boleh kalau lu lihat smoke. Oh! Wow!
What is that? And now a 1v1. Time is against him, though he knows it. He's heard the
Nice. For second udah nggak ada util soalnya dia udah nggak bisa pakai aftershock, udah nggak bisa pakai earthquake.
And FUT, I mean,
Wah,
they got close that time,
anjir.
Josh, but close is not good enough now.
Hampir,
Close
bro.
isn't good enough. They're trailing by 3 rounds right now on their defense side.
Itu tapi
Yes, they
value
get to
itu menang
finally
yang
get it
mahal
on
sih.
round 10.
Mereka hampir menang
They
itu
had a couple
pakai
moments to work
pistol.
with, but
Kacau.
They can't make these mistakes. They need to convert these man advantages they get, and PRX is doing such a good job. They don't even have a sentinel really. Like, yeah, sure, they
Tuh
got
kan,
the Sage.
sama aja guys. 1-1, something sama Yetuye. Lagi kena setan, no one shot. Sama itu, udah seri 1 sama. Setun ini. Scam memang setun ini.
Extremity control for FUT, but PRX stole all of middle in the process.
Yeah. Finally get to see CNED with that operator, though, something that we were kind of holding to high standards. He's trying to maybe
ada Yetuye di balik ini.
They seem a little paranoid about it, a little bit worried about this. Does he get
Wah, nggak ada yang tahu nih.
He does that dizzy.
Nggak ada yang ngeh nih.
Doesn't find him, and he gets let loose. He thought last round was good. This one's just as impactful. 3 back-to-back.
Oh!
Good flick.
Okay, did you miss
flick.
the easy one, but you hit that, dude.
30 degree.
Apparently so. Something
Kebiasaan,
down
gak di-clear. Kebiasaan PRX, gak nge-clear dulu. Apa itu ngecek corner? Apa itu clear dulu? Apaan sih, buat apa sih?
So it is just the gun in hand, really. Making it costly may not really be his paramount focus. 6-3. 30 seconds left. Looking like 4, quite likely for FUT. As they go towards market. Nice from something. And yeah, you put him on red alert suddenly. Not so confident. They backpedal away. 19 seconds, though. He hasn't got a lot of time to try and add doubts in their mind.
Do they use Thrash for this, though?
That's the question of respect. How much does it make him nervous? He's cleared CT, but he doesn't really have time for this. At bare minimum, Ada Captain can just wait. Yeah, ran too low on time. Give him maybe 20, 30 more seconds. Something could have happened. It wasn't to be. But Yetajay, what a start there for him.
This is the 2 things we highlighted for FUT before the game started. Yetajay, defense. CNED will hit op shots. He missed the first one, made us start guessing, but then hits the second, which is a big flick. This play, the bait setup, the teamwork coming in for FUT. That was a question I had in the back of my mind. Is FUT going to display anything even remotely close to the teamwork that G2 displayed when they played against PRX? And if FUT's able to replicate this type of bait and switch setups, then they have a really good chance here. PRX down to Bulldog, Sheriff, just everything. Whatever they can afford. And a fast opening towards B.
Yeah, Jing's right on in there. Stinger ready, locked and loaded. Plant's going to be coming through as well. That's secure. He wants in. He wants Yetajay, but Yetajay's been the man so far. Flashed up, he couldn't connect it. He couldn't gap close. And they're keeping each other secure. Some nice crossfires, some nice setups here. The fish denied. Ouch, that's upsetting.
Ooh, something with the Sheriff.
Give me a couple more of those and we're getting back on. But already, CNED just going to flip.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Anjir,
A
nge-whiff.
rocket or a pistol, it seems the pistol's better. Free gun, etc.
Main freak lagi deh. Oh!
Okay, not bad. Need 3 more of those though, and time's starting to tick.
Nice try.
Nice try. 3 still stand. They made it a little bit dangerous.
Jadi sengit begini adik-adik.
A little bit dicey, but it was fine in the end.
Jadi 5-6, 6-6.
FUT did not get the pistol round. It's 5-6 already. If
Bagus,
FUT tie
bagus.
this up 6-6,
Bagus ya,
now I
FUT
might have
bagus.
to switch the whole
Emang
focus of
PRX
everything,
ini
start leaning on
perlu dikasih
what does
paham
PRX
nih.
need to do differently to break FUT.
Mati gitu, mati.
I do think when FUT gets onto
Pulang
the
sana ke
attack side
Singapura,
of that second
pulang.
half,
Streamingnya
and they get
streaming,
to
jadi streamer
set the tone,
Roblox.
What does PRX have? Really, they don't have that sentinel ability. They have that sage wall, but the pacing that FUT like to employ on that attack side is going to be really slow. So this last round is so important. Rez on the board, Thrash on the board for the attack, 1 off Rolling Thunder as well. This needs to be a win one
Mending
round
ke
for
ASI,
PRX here. They need the
kayaknya
7th
B-nya
round.
kalah mulu. Lah, namanya juga PRX. Mereka cari yang susah. Buat apa yang gampang kalau ada yang susah?
Side going to take a lot of space from this Jing. Seems to be considering it, or at least doing his diligent look back. But this is a lot of space. That's a lot of space. Look at the freedom it's given the other players.
No trips, that enables CNET to take all this space right now, took the extremities, denied that Rolling Thunder for Forsaken. So now they have to decide, are we going to go for the A orb? Are we going to go for the B orb? We're going to go for no orbs. Here comes the Thrash through market. It's a stun on Mr. Fallen.
Gonna be held in some trouble here. Fortunately for him, Fish goes the wrong way and Jing goes in towards the side. So they have the players in the right place. The wall's gonna slow down the rotation, but a catch on the cross. Mindfreak gives it right back to them with 2 big picks for himself. Plants there, Rez comes in. Paranoia comes through. Rolling Thunder as well. It's gonna get chaotic here. Jing though leans forward, tries to lean ahead.
Low banget itu si
Gets denied by
QRX.
CNED. A 2v4 though. We're gonna get a masterclass from
snap! Gila!
He's carved out the first 2. Oh,
Gila,
nice
itu sick flick, bro. Itu sick flick. Gelo.
The advantage here.
75 guys, 75 guys. Not a good half, not a good half. Tapi perlu di note, Sunset defender sided. Jadi the fact PRX bisa dapat 7 is actually a good thing. Sunset ini defender sided banget soalnya. Let's funny. Nih monitor yang harganya 40 juta lah. World's most advanced gaming monitor, 4K 240 Hz. Gila. Harganya 35 juta lah, 30 juta lah harganya monitor lah. Goblok banget lah. Males. Iya bang. 32 inch, 4K, 240 Hz, IPS panel, 98% akurasi. Beuh. Di Amerika udah ada monitor 540 Hz, ada ya. Di Indonesia juga kalau lo mau ada, mahal aja harganya. Jual rumah beli monitor. Ngapain anjir? Jual rumah. Gue jual rumah bisa beli monitor sampai isinya 1 rumah, cok.
7.5, a close affair between these two. The desk were worried seeing this map.
Mending beli CCTV kan kodep. CCTV harganya
the Vito looked strong for them.
12 juta.
Solid performance from FUT, but Josh, is this enough? 5
Mendingan beli
rounds.
CCTV gua.
What those markers are, what those kind of KPIs were going to be, those win conditions.
Bikin rumah dari monitor. Iya. Kalau kena hujan, mati kesetrum listrik gua.
Tie this game up 7-7. We are going the distance
Halo,
on
Yuni.
this map. There's no doubt about it. They love
Beliin
these.
om.
Just pace changes.
Orang yang udah keluar duit banyak buat PC tapi udah sebulan dari beli PC nggak ngapa-ngapain tuh PC tuh. Dengan PC-nya buat gua dah. Kacau.
Finding out the lane of least resistance by accident, contacting all the way through A here. It's gonna be pretty much an open site. Going to be a 5 versus 5 retake potentially.
Mayan tuh bang monitor 540 Hz buat monitor CCTV. Wow.
They have really good lockdown abilities. FUT needs to get into
great
post plant positions, get those crossfires going, and don't allow PRX to even set up those utilities. Here comes the attack. Once they get that smoke off of, I mean, they have the smokes, they have the Gecko Flash, they have the stun. They're ready to just lock and load.
Lucu banget.
Maybe waiting for
Dia habis tidur, merem, melek lagi.
But here it comes.
Oh.
And Dizzy is doing work from afar.
Dizzy jauh banget ya range-nya ya. Gila.
Olympics.
That's wild. But still, we do have shot from something.
Headshot.
He was the closest player.
Headshot
to this, but
classic.
He's already sitting very, very deep. And it is going to be on that retake now. We're looking at the damage. CNED was on to cop that headshot down to 22. And here comes all the util scramble! Something has to play it forward, the rest play it back. He's now a little bit isolated from the others, but they're back fighting together. And here comes all the chaos. CNED on 1, Mindfreak on the trade. A little bit of pressure from J, but still it's on the site that they're struggling. FUT holding it down, and they just crumble. FUT did so well then, made it just a blender.
What the fuck just happened there?
FUT understood the assignment. They knew this is
Lover, welcome back to Definition Silver.
With a one-way smoke,
Isi kentang.
from that A link.
Keren.
They're going to be able to just come in and just converge on the site. The counter utility was
Orangnya belum muncul di CCTV, di monitor udah muncul ya. Gara-gara terlalu advance. Mantap.
They were paranoid.
Dia bisa membaca masa depan.
And then they went into that blender. The sage wall goes down. There's just crossfires from Elgato.
Stun di pro scene itu gunanya apa? Kok perasaan pro player pada bisa tetap one tap musuh pas di stun? Itu namanya skill issue, bro.
Especially after having so many issues on their pistols previous.
Waduh.
Such
Pusing.
tries. I mean, and you may as well. You've got to share some frenzies. Certainly not the worst idea in the world to try and make something happen, but they don't get the reward they wanted. So Paper X will be left trailing over towards the A side. Maybe they can catch a player, but you're looking at really... I mean, they can lose two. Mr. Fallen out of captain.
As well.
There. You want to keep cracks up, CNED up, and obviously Yedajay with that outlaw. So he's a little bit vulnerable.
Yedajay.
He's
still good for two.
Steps. Yeah, absolutely did. And he's
kurang cepet something masuknya. Padahal bisa ngeflank tuh kalau enggak tuh. Waduh. Waduh. Waduh. Oh. Itu kalau nggak nge-wave.
And the rest of it can be very hard to break through. You've got a lot of distance to cover with those classics and now an outlaw. So yeah, not much more probably to be seen here. Again, they can afford to lose one more player. Not much more than that.
Dibokong lagi.
It's not the end of the world, but still, they keep the Vandal and the Bulldog, which was the main part.
Keren juga ya, RGX Outlaw ya.
7-7 will be the score line. This is kind of where we were looking to see if FUT's able to get into this position.
Jing nyimpen Outlaw. Emangnya untung
what
ya?
PRX needs to do in order to take FUT down. Everything has been so far on what does FUT need to do to get into the game, to get that lead, to be able to say to PRX, hey, we're not going to let you have your way. And right now, the first two opening rounds for FUT have been kind of quick towards A, and it's not been met with like super resistance from PRX. It's now kind of wondering, does FUT kind of slow it down a little bit, feel out the rounds a little bit, find out what that setup is, where that sage wall is going, or are they going to keep going quick?
Canvas, how do they paint it? A couple of options to begin with and a good start. The bonus looking relatively healthy. There he is again, making a name for himself, finding Devi. And that's a big gap now in the defending side. You've got three players very isolated towards A. It puts it all on the shoulders of Mindfreak, and the Dizzy's going to find him. He's surely screwed here, and he is. Cleaned out, CNED's caught him. And the site's open. They're going to double check with the ult, but they've got what they want here. They couldn't ask for a better beginning.
Just save if you're PRX right now. Surely. Save the weapons into the next round, because right now, CNED, he's looking for blood, and he's going to get it.
Yeah, drawing more than just one. He's going to find 2 kills in this round, and he's secured the entirety of CT. If they were considering saving before, now it's a must. You got something, and Jinx wanted to keep the weapons that they have.
Prediksi Grand Final, Bang.
This is the turning point, Josh. You were discussing when do we start looking at it from what does Paper
Grand Final ya.
This is now that moment.
Belum bisa ngomong sih, ntar lah lihat pas sudah masuk semua di playoff. Gue sih pengennya ya di Grand Final itu Genji lawan PRX. Gue pengennya tuh Genji lawan PRX. Jadi perwakilan Korea lawan perwakilan Korea. Jadi juara 1, juara 2. Since ini kan di Seoul kan. Alah nge-whiff. Si anak babi satu ini kebanyakan makan bakmi kayak di Singapura deh.
But in your mind, what would you like to see the adjustments be?
If not this round coming up, then the next round PRX is probably going to take that time out, talk about what they need to do. FUT really only have two main openings they do. They do the 2-1-2 split like we just saw in this round, where CNED as Raze and Krax as Gecko kind of work towards that B main area, push it back, deal with whatever trips are there, steal the orb, and then they have Ada Captain sitting with Mr. Fallen towards that A side and kind of locking down that orb, listen for the info, being able to pivot and react whenever they need to. It's on PRX right now. In my opinion, they need to just stay calm. Can't let that happen. Can't
dibanting tuh.
Let FUT get to a point where they kind of start making
Achu,
mistakes.
achu.
We
Which
saw
they
that-
do.
They do.
They get very
Achu.
hungry to try and get information, take map space. There is a lot of that we've seen, especially in EMEA, and they've been punished for it.
They've been punished time and time again. PRX, if they're able to start punishing FUT when FUT starts making these overextensions, that's when the momentum's going to break, and that's when PRX is going to start getting the rounds back into their pockets. Right now, it's going to be difficult to get to that point. The stylistic matchup in terms of how the teams like to approach the game, and then also when we look at the agents on the teams, I don't know how many reps they have against a style that FUT's doing with this agent composition, and they're running a composition that doesn't have Cypher. You don't have those cameras, you don't have those tripwires. It's going to be very difficult to actually defend a lot of situations, and it comes down to how you're going to play your retakes. And PRX is a team that likes to be very proactive, but when you're against this 2-1-2, very flexible start with the ability to pivot, and then you have Yedajay that's closing these rounds out, it's so hard. You have to thread the needle.
And the problem is they're going to come back in.
Why do you weave lah? Too much shit, mate. Walau kayaknya nggak kayak gitu dia ngomong sih. Nggak se-Cina itu si Alex sih. Nggak se-Singaporean itu deh. Kalau PRX pulang dukung siapa ya? Dukung siapa lagi kalau bukan
he was the one with the Vandal. He was the one to try and shoulder all that responsibility.
Genji. Gue sih masih ada di RX, masih ada Genji, masih ada Fnatic sih.
At least they're going to pick up that Vandal, take it back
aman aja.
But already
Ayo Rek, pulang Rek.
above a minute.
Bukan Regina, maksudnya PRX. Final Team Heretics versus Genji. Kayaknya enggak deh. Kayaknya Team Heretics enggak sih. Menurut gua, top 4 gua ya. Top 4 gua itu adalah Trace Esport, Trace Esport, Genji, PRX, G2. Bahkan Fnatic pun gua punya feeling mereka kalah early. Mungkin mereka lolos playoff, tapi mereka kalah early. Nggak tahu kenapa feeling gue.
It's definitely going to be CNED looking for them to get closer to that showstopper for the next round, just to spiral, snowball with that momentum.
Spot on, 2 away for CNED. So already.
TH enggak sih? Enggak. TH enggak. Left juga enggak, bro. Ya, left aja kalah sama Trace Esport anjir. Menurut Ngana aja.
Does it catch something? No, but CNED considering it, try to go for it, denied. Good follow-up, hold on. Out of time, it's getting too late in the day. Those shots were fantastic. A valiant attempt, but you've got to feel the time just not on their side, and eventually that final line swings in, and FUT, they'll go down with the ship, but that's fine. 9 rounds for them, and this is the round you got to hope PRX are trying to prepare for.
Suram.
Made it expensive for FUT.
Sentinel lagi.
They also denied
belum tentu abis ini Sentinel menang lawan ini. Sentinel lawan Genji lagi, bro. Belum tentu menang, bro. Udah lah, bro.
This could be a very easy comeback for PRX to swing it back in their favor. It's not going to be, I mean, I just say that it's going to be easy. They need to break FUT's money, and they have probably 2 more buys.
Meredam abangku.
PRX ties it up 9-9. It's still another gun round.
And it's getting to
Terus padam abangku.
isn't it? It's really starting to see the full weight of it. Early exchange again over towards A main. Something hopefully not becoming readable here. No, noted at least by the camp. He's going to take down, send Wingman in to clear the angle, allow Forsaken to try and play with this a touch, but got to be careful. Knife's edge. Doubling up towards elbow. Okay, a little bit of a setup here.
Firing squad.
Yeah, both of them trying to play off each other.
Lah.
But
pindah, cok.
and opting to slip back a little bit deeper. They're having to rescind, give up some of this.
Jing's down mid. This timing on Yedajay is everything in this round.
Oh, nice, Jing.
And a man found.
Nice flank, nice flank. Oh, CNED. CNED.
Yeah, he's going to go as far as he can. He might catch it. Whoa, I got scared there. Easy, Tiger.
Tidak
All good in the
dapat.
end. Gonna post it, secured them the site, but man
Mr. Valen sudah sekarat.
This could be nice.
Harusnya kalau udah kayak gini sih PRX menang ya.
No, he can't get away from it. Mind Freak gonna catch out a captain in the heels. CNED now puts his life on the line, gonna try and swing through, catches Jin. Oh, the flash could have been perfect, but no. PRX still fighting forward. There's 2 left alive on the other side for FUT. Krax is one. Oh, and then Crossfire kicks into play. Krax looks back to the left. They know where these 2 players are now. Wingman sent. They try and look towards the right side, finding the void, but they can't take him down.
1v1 nih.
Starting to take him is to fall in down so low. Wall goes up. He's desperate to try to break it. He does
berhasil.
after the mag.
Gak berhasil. Oh, nice, Davai. Nice wall. Itu nice wall banget. Dia tahu pelurunya nggak bakal bisa buat ngancurin wallnya. Jadi di wall, nice wall. Untungnya nge-whiff itu. Untungnya nge-whiff, kalau nggak mati tadi si Davai lagi begini nih pas mau lagi perang lagi begini.
Open this round up for PRX, and I don't think FUT is going to allow this to happen again. They're either going to go back to their 2-on-2 openings and just really make sure that they don't leave any gaps unattended, or Yedajay is going to change up how he approaches those lurks. He's going to change up how he gets either inserted, but here, I mean, Jing's just going straight in. Why not?
I mean,
They heard the bell. They know something's up.
Look at them looking around, paranoid, worried, nervous. Yeah, he's backed away.
Showstopper off the back of it at the very least. Silver linings.
Sick. That's the most PRX thing. I love to see it. Brings you back to almost like those Pearl days,
wallnya ngeri banget.
And I love the fact they tried to throw that in. In round 18, they've gone, screw it, let's run that. Let's see what we can do.
Apa itu?
Is it a spanner in the wrench from GB?
Something like that. They were trying to figure out that old chestnut, or I think that's what he said.
Yeah.
But right back into B main, FUT goes. They realize, hey, that's no Sage Wall. That's no retake wall. Yedajay spots him as well. He's going to live. He's got that op as well. Normally, we see that on CNET.
I saw timing on the slow, though.
Dapat. Nge-trade.
Goes down, but it's 1-for-1. You still have the fish ult with something. You still got Jing with his ult as well. It's all about timing now. When he decides to go, that's a player spotted.
Di combo, anjir.
Just left eviscerated.
Di combo lu sama Rocket sama Trace. Sama Trace, kok Trace.
All of that real estate away. This is lovely. They stalled them out here 20 seconds.
Nice.
Back to the wall, Valorant for FUT, and they don't have other options. They're trying to drift out of Captain away, but it feels like this round's a loss. Keep the rifles, keep the weapons. You're getting nothing more.
Ooh,
what a fantastic
nice something
from PRX in that round. I love that. Getting creative in these moments.
That was a good time to use it as well. The op recovered out of Captain once they lost those two players, 3 versus 5, whatever the situation was. Okay, I'm
seri lagi, sengit juga nih, ronde 1 nih.
20 seconds left.
Buset.
I'm going to go get that op, guys. Try
Sengit
to stay alive.
bener.
They lost another player in the process, but
abis ini gue makan dulu guys ya.
We're seeing an op up on the attack
makan
side.
dulu abis ini gue. Selesai map 1, ya Allah.
See a res and Forsaken's 2 off his rolling thunder.
Ya Tuhan Yesus.
They had that free birth of a few rounds, but now Yedajay is the first to take first contact on a couple of these rounds. Proactivity from PRX, moving around the map, trying to find out where they can find any sort of openings right now. FUT need to be better at dealing with that. Almost caught by the Sage Wall, that boost up in B main, but finally caught at middle. Right now, it's on any...
It's anyone's game.
It's anyone's game.
Yeah, this is the turning point.
Yep.
The timeout obviously going to be from FUT side, but it does mean that both sides can check in. So it's not like it's just going to be a one-man show, but yeah, this is what we wanted from this series. I think a lot of us saw a really close game between these two. This map was a little scary because of the records. You look historically how good PRX have been, and FUT recently, as of late, it hasn't been their best. It's still been a good map, but they've been playing specialists. You look at Heritage, you look at some of the teams out in EMEA who've been very solid at this. They suffered losses to them, fair enough, but still, pound for pound, it was a scary, scary map to start on. We're starting to see the fight back from PRX, though. The gap is now closed. What does FUT have to show us? Do they have something up their sleeve? A little one-off round, maybe a little set piece to run us? Because they've got to buy here, but that money's starting to run low now, Josh.
I do wonder if off the back of that timeout from FUT, does PRX do something a little bit different? Do they go aggressive again? They've been finding those openings, or do they try to do something different, a little bit slower, let FUT make the first play?
Yeah, there's been a hail of bullets over towards this side. Both normally willing to really scrap for this space, but look how far they're searching.
That's Forsaken getting his orb. I think he's 1 off. That's 1 kill away from his Rolling Thunder. Would be huge.
Right there.
But Devi and Mindfreak have to be so on the money. They cannot drop the ball here.
The whole plan from PRX right now, let FUT take that site. Let them get that spike planted. The flank's going to come into play.
Lovely slow. The timing on this is great. It's just buying time.
Yep.
Look at the flank. the pack of players, the three of them searching, but you still need to see the two in CT stay safe. Yedajay is going to take down Jing. They now know about the flank. They know what's coming their way, and this is a battle on two fronts. Firstly, starting in market, Mr. Fallen in the way. Trade off of utility, and here we go. Something takes the first couple of steps forward. They're denied in CT for now. A little bit of an exchange of space there as well. They all going to secure CT for FUT. They're going to make sure they've got safety to play into, because market is no longer theirs. PRX needs to start taking that space back here.
They don't know where to do it from, though.
First real block is traded out instantly. Here comes the pressure, and a captain trying to survive takes away Devi. A 2v3, and they're falling like flies. FUT finds stability in an incredibly chaotic moment there. Pressure through market, pressure on CT. A little bit of everything thrown into the mix there, but it didn't work out for PRX.
This is the last chance for PRX to be able to get this round, stop the bleeding, and stop the advancement from FUT here. Right now, it's looking like FUT's going to pick up this first map, and we're going to be looking at Bind, where PRX needs to close that out if they want to see a third map, because right now, FUT is in full control. They have that op still out, and PRX, they're kind of running out of ideas at the moment. FUT doing such a good job with the teamwork, with the pacing, and they're closing out the rounds. These are things that they weren't able to do against EDG.
Forsaken.
Jason lagi diare tuh, dari mana lu? Perkuliahan wajib masuk organisasi nggak sih? Kalau lu mau mempermudah masuk kerja, iya wajib. Tapi kalau lu berplanning bikin usaha setelah kuliah, nggak usah.
That body's not resable though. It's going to be a 4-3 in the favor of PRX. Guns up for everyone. Everyone's on a
Congratulations, bisa dapat kuliah jalur KIP. KIP itu prestasi ya. Jadi nggak bayar ya beasiswa ya.
Slow smoke for elbow, all that fun stuff.
Halo Tiran. Masa pulang aja bro. Lu udah nggak suka Sen gara-gara Forsaken pindah ya? Hah, sejak kapan Sen ada Forsaken anjir?
Eventually comes through from cracks. No trade on this. No next layer of pressure. Sits towards the box. The time starts to dwindle. Jing goes down. These are individual attempts.
Tonight I don't feel like doing anything.
As Mind freaking a 1v3, running out of time, running out of chances. A nice attempt, but it was too little, too late. FUT again, up to 11 here. A valiant attempt from PRX, but not enough.
Not enough indeed. That is the last timeout going to be burned from PRX. They need to be able to pull something out right now. They need to pull a rabbit out of a hat.
A little bit of that PRX magic.
Yeah. They do have that res, so aggression is still on the table. But what right now, I'm looking at how FUT is closing out these rounds. They were down a player. They got that hat info. They got into A. I love how they're dealing with these retakes from PRX. They're moving together. First, okay, we're going to push back A-Link. We use the wingman to clear out the close. We use the mosh, create a little bit of buffer space for us. Now, as soon as we do that, we pivot back and we start fighting spawn. And we fight from elbow, we fight from sight, and we get that crossfire. And once they did those moves together in tandem, that's when I knew this is the FUT that we
know of.
This is the FUT that they can be. This is the FUT that got them here in the first place. And this is the FUT that is scary to play against. PRX, I mean, it's a best of 3 for a reason. Sunset is one of the better maps. The desk was pointing it out. 15-3 on this map, 7-map, win streak. Is this the break to it? But this is also no joke from FUT. They're picking this map for a reason. It's one of their stronger maps.
They're really hitting their peak at the right time, it looks like. They've kind of come into this. The second half has been formidable from FUT. Honestly, this has been a very high-class level of game. And I'm going to be honest, you don't get easy games against PRX either. Even in just the smallest factor of mechanically how good they are, you don't get an easy matchup. They're a very hard team to face. But right now, as you highlighted, as we said, FUT have come in firing on all cylinders. Now, PRX still have a small purchase here. It's far from what they'd want. You've got a Guardian Stinger, and actually another Guardian as well, and a Sheriff to round it out with something. Rez is still in play. You saw how close it got in that last round with those 2 Sheriff shots that gave them that opportunity, but patience being displayed by FUT now.
The 2-1-2 opening. CNED cracks, taking control of B main, sniffing out what the setup is. Yedajay with that deep line, his outlaw in middle. We've seen this time and time again, just controlling those angles, those peaks. I think FUT has a pretty good idea of what the setup is here. That it's going to be a heavy stack towards A with 3 players in the crossfire.
ARGB Forsaken. Kagak lah. Forsaken nggak bakal dilepas sama PRX.
to set it up on B, and here it is at A. This is the fight.
And so far a trade, not a complete miss from either side.
But that's the smokes down for the attackers. That means that they need to be able to do a split here to end the round. If they go straight up through a main, it's going to be deadly for them. Rez.
It's gonna be a billionaire.
But it's going to be the fish ult that could be a big difference maker as well. It can at least clear out the site, allow them some safety for the cross, but they've got to follow it up and feel brave to do so. CNED, the one to feel bold enough. Oh, the timing on taking out the pain shell. He's going to do okay. He's going to try and secure CT. The one-man army so far, allowing that plant to come in and keeping down the numbers for PRX.
That one's Resable. FUT need to stay ahead of this. They can't fall back into B main here. The wall is still in play. The res is still in play. Is this the undoing of them?
Could be. Do they get punished on it? Devi waiting for this time.
Stun as well for Forsaken.
Yeah, there's the wall, there's Wingman. What do they have? Oh, it's so good. This is great, PRX. This is the lifeline. This is the thing that could save them here. PRX still alive, still kicking. And a mistake from FUT when it mattered most.
These are things that we've highlighted. FUT making mistakes we talked about. We said how good they've been doing in these post plans, about converting these rounds, about how this is the FUT that we came to expect, the one that got here in the first place. And then what do? Right after we say that, they fall back into B main. They know all these things are on the board in play. They have the wingman for the defuse. They have that wall to defuse behind. They have the stuns up.
Hell, they had the res.
They had the res. They had all these things. I thought for sure FUT's going to stay up ahead like they did it on A.
Jing
down
is
middle,
flying
Jing.
down the map. Dizzy Sen, they've got no idea. And Jing just causing headaches. This man is just mad. And he's got backup too. It's not an individual effort. There were others with him. You had Forsaken coming down as well. With that operator. The cross going to be hard again out of Captain. Now removed. Means they don't have those smokes here. They don't have that ult with cracks to try and get them on the site. Is this the point where FUT falter? Looking to re-explore towards middle, maybe try and find a pick. Looking at the space, J is trying to carve away on the A site, already exploring up towards elbow. But the quiet, the peace and quiet is going to be so loud in the minds of PRX. Where have they gone? What are they doing?
One of these orbs is either going to go onto the breach or onto the raise if the A orb's still there, but it doesn't seem like it is. It's all on. J needs to live. He needs to close this round out for the team. Let the other guys go first here. CNED in.
Mind Freak, does he live? Takes TP out, spotted in the end, but it looks like you're gonna see that plant coming in a second.
Iya, emang nggak boleh.
Steps being made in a pre-take by
I-nya dua kalau mau.
already starting to come on in. Forsaken goes head first, but it's Mr. Fallen to find it. PRX putting up numbers. Mr. Fallen and Cracks, though, still alive in a 2v3. 25 seconds of the plant just to be considered now. Devi with the operator and the res. Two rifles with the others.
What's the timing?
All
look behind you.
CT. Mind Freak slips ahead. They annoy.
Mind
Freak! PRX never down, never out.
So crispy, bro. So crispy. Oh my god.
11,
Good.
They've already made their wish.
Good.
This is the FUT. PRX, they're going to steal this away from them right under their nose. And it comes back to that round on an eco or like some low economy buy.
BU, Aaron, BU. Let's go.
We've seen it before. No more timeouts. No more chances for mistakes. Right here, next team to win a round secures overtime.
But I've seen PRX before. I've seen FUT before. Both of these teams have known the highs and lows. How bittersweet it can taste. And already they are so close in this. This is not
firing squad at middle.
Oh my god. Oh!
See, that's showstopper too.
That's so cruel. CNED left in pieces.
CNED-nya bete.
And a quick approach.
The cheesy piece will make the definition silver.
Get anywhere fast here. Just icing them out of the round, and PRX starting to come alive here. But I'm
CNED-nya bet. Ya, Bang David.
But Devi doesn't care. He's feeling confident. He's got Forsaken. He's got Mind Freak. He's got them all.
Mantap.
PRX finally getting
tiba-tiba comeback, guys. Guys, comeback, guys.
Waited patiently.
11-13, guys.
That mistake to slip up, and once that happened, PRX swung it around. They are in the lead. They've secured that overtime. They're
Menyala Bang Aronku.
FUT's map pick here. Showstopper still available for the attackers. Res still in play, but not even needed. Also, Forsaken's one off his ultimate. Wouldn't be surprised if they try to secure that for him early and use that on a flank.
Shout out to Grandma.
He's able to get into a site and get a plant down, but that
shout out to Nenek.
for Devi. It's very oppressive right now.
Last one for PRX atau OT nih guys.
They're like, we're going slow here.
Yeah.
Omen ultimate.
Oh, David copper peel, let's
Also
go.
a lovely little bit of revenge there.
Gila Bang
from
David.
PRX.
It's 2 rounds in a row. PRX was waiting for this mid. First round it's Cena, this round it's Yedijay. The 2 big hitters for this team. 5 versus 4 again. Cena equalizes.
Here we go, and he's going to take space. If Cena has to step up, take on the mantle of being the big man himself, he will. He's already on 21. He's having a good game.
Oke, A-nya udah diambil 4v4. Oh, nggak jadi 4v4.
That could be a little scary. Keep an eye. Any of the damage done? No, they're fine. But it looks like a refight. FUT want the brawl. They want the fight himself. And now this is where he gets dangerous. Jake Clearinghouse. He wants this done. He wants map 1. And he might just get it. It's all down to Mr. Fallen. And he can't do it all.
Anjing, gila.
This game back from the jaws of death. 13-11.
Tekotok lu PRX.
That is the PRX
Tekotok lu bikin orang jantungan lu babi.
Damn long to get there, Josh.
It was so poetic, the ways that we laid it out.
Guys, aku makan malam dulu. Enjoy aja, enjoy.
And it happened at the last couple of rounds. PRX stealing it away.
Go nowhere. Blind is coming up next. This series is an absolute heater.
Red Bull gives you wings.
What an exciting start that was to the series. I'm now joined by the head coach of PRX, Alex. Now, Alex, that round 21 device Sage War defuse was beautiful, and it really felt like a turning point for you guys. So talk me through what was going through your mind when you saw that, and how proud are you of the fact that your boys managed to actually clinch that out in the end?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very proud, obviously. It looked like they were running, FUT was going to run away with it because we were too individual. So the fact that they managed to combine at the moment, I'm very happy about it. Yeah, it was a turning point, I think. Yeah, you know, when you lose like that, a round like that, it can really break you. I think that's what happened to FUT. So I hope that we keep this momentum up.
I can't wait to see it. Thank you very much, and best of luck on map 2.
And what can only be described as one of the most exciting matches here at Champion Seoul. FUT and PRX brought it on Sunset. But let's start from the absolute beginning, because Mimi, I mean, we were seeing some great ideas across the board from PRX.
And this is how I thought the game was going to go. The Sage comp being so strong. You see here, a slow orb is going into that smoke. There are 2 players in spawn ready to defend something on site there, but neither of them can swing through and assist their teammate. And then in this late round, Devin, after segmenting off the retake with the wall, absolutely cooks them. And I think this was the story of the first few rounds. Slow orbs on the execute, stopping FUT from flood defending, and PRX winning out in the post plants with those walls to disrupt timings. But honestly, FUT, I think, found some great solutions towards the end of that first half.
Yeah. They were finding gaps. They were finding opportunities to really get in there and make an impact.
Yeah, they were playing together, and it was off of the back of the anchoring from Yedajay, who had a phenomenal map, honestly. And now we're seeing why FUT picked this map into PRX. The game plan on attack was phenomenal.
Yeah, it really is disheartening, because if you're a FUT fan, and for the FUT boys in general, because there were a point in time, Mimi, where I really did feel like FUT were starting to run away with this.
I think they were in control until some of those crucial rounds in the second half. It's another game where FUT is leading in the first kills. Yedajay, who you mentioned, CNET as well, both having great maps. But I think it came down to these PRX retakes, that wall round that Yunsu was talking to Alex about in the interview, and also some of the excellent reads towards the end of the game. The round where they're just spamming people down in mid, getting the opening kills there. PRX really locked in with some fantastic adaptation to close out this map.
And another thing, too, to point in mind, we were talking about this while we were watching a game, right? We were seeing way too many times PRX were just running as individuals. Alex even mentioned himself.
Yes.
That like, PRX is at its best when they deathball. When they get together and they shoot together.
And it's the same story for FUT as well. That's what started the comeback on the defensive side. They were playing retake all together, going in together. And even in the post plants on their attacking half, there was a lot of disruption that they were trying to do, but it wasn't alone. It wasn't solo warriors. It was utility, breach utility in the post plant, and taking the fight to PRX, because they know if they let PRX set up that retake and give them the spacing that they want, it's going to be nearly impossible when you got shooters like that.
But there was one player, though, that you did talk about, and that leads us to our Verizon high-speed moment. You got Yetsujay with the 3K, and honestly, you could have picked a variety of rounds from Yetsujay in this one. This one, though, was quite nice. He had a brilliant setup on the side. He had his teammates there to back him up, and even though he does get picked off, the job was done. He gets 3 for value, absolute thing of beauty, and
he's controlling his spray so perfectly on that third kill.
He was the X factor for them in that map, honestly. He was constantly in the kill feed, Mimi. It was unreal.
Even with the attack operator, I mean, there's limited info on the side of PRX on their defensive side. Steel said that on the cast, and that's why he was opping. He had the outlaw first 2 rounds after the pistol. Then he was opping already, third, fourth round, and he got so many first bloods doing so.
Absolutely. But we talked a lot about this Sage comp already. Dre, I know that you were earlier in your Valorant career inspired by PRX's own fundamentals from this comp, because they've played stuff like this before. It's their bread and butter.
Yeah, so we copied their composition. They used to run this stuff on Haven, and that's when Fade was really OP. So yeah, all you do is you wall in, you nade one side, you get the spike planted, you have stuff for post plant with the breach utility, and it's great. It's a really good game plan to go into it, and it's cool that they're bringing stuff from like 2-3 years ago and implementing it now in 2024 at Champs.
Yeah, and it's so cool that they have like these really simple ideas, but they just execute on stuff really well. That's PRX.
Yeah, indeed it is. It was a bit of a disheartening loss, though, for sure, for the boys on FUT. So let's go ahead and see what Coach Gaius has to say as we get ready for map 2.
I'm now joined by Coach Gaius from FUT and Scarlett to do some translations ahead of the next map. Now, I know you must be very disappointed with the way how map 1 went, but I wanted to ask you, what did you say to your players just now backstage? How do you make sure they can move on mentally and focus on the next one?
Öncelikle yani mağlubiyetten ötürü hayal kırıklığına sahip olduğunu biliyorum. Maç arasında şu anda takımdakilere, oyunculara neler söyledin ki sonraki maça hazırlanabilsinler, mentallerini toparlayabilsinler? Ne konuştunuz içeride?
13-0 yesek bile geri çekilmeyin. İkinci map'te WWW.
Even if we get 13-0'd, don't fall back. Don't don't step on the, you know, brakes. Just WWW, press W.
Oh, against W Gaming, I like it. Thank you very much, guys, and best of luck on map 2.
For the guys being known for W Gaming taking the fight to their opponents, it is quite refreshing to hear FUT, a team that is a little bit more, that has been known to be a bit more stoic at times, and maybe a bit inflexible, as we were talking about before, actually adopt that. And you were seeing it there. I mean, Baby Bay, you were talking about it many times. FUT were being proactive, they were being in their face, they were not trying to let PRX get in.
Yeah, and if they don't get eco, they probably win this map. I mean, let's just keep it a buck,
talk,
right?
Bro,
it is what it is. But you got to be careful with the W Gaming against W Gaming.
Yeah.
Because if you overextend, you're going to get punished. You're going to get sat down. You're going to give chances for PRX on a light buy to do things to you like that.
And this is the map where I think PRX go back to the more classic PRX style people are familiar with. They were previously playing their Harbor Reyna Raze composition, where they had these really creative attack side executes with that Harbor pathing in unique ways. Recently in Pacific, they've gone back to playing the Yoru on this map, which they did years ago, before it was cool, and are back to trying that stuff out. And always, I think that the pinnacle of PRX on this map is a variety of looks for executes on their attacking side, and just really solid team play on these executes. And PRX is doing none of that. They're playing the meta 100 Thieves comp. I'm a little surprised.
Squads. Yeah, that is very, very surprising. And I'm just wondering if maybe that's not their identity. Maybe that's not a good thing for them.
It's a new PRX.
Oh, it's the dawn of a new day for the PRX boys. But, I mean, what this tells me, though, is that PRX, at the very least, they know the pressure's on. They got to take this one seriously. They can't take these risks.
Absolutely. Everyone's playing this comp for a reason. It is good. But both these teams have to lock in for their execution. They both have aspirations of making it deep in playoffs. They've done it before. FUT had their breakout last champions, and PRX put an end to that. If they can do it again here on Bind, they get to stay alive, have a chance to escape groups.
You can see the pressure. You can see the moment is settling there for Mindfreak. And as all the players start to get ready, this is it. Can PRX close it out? Or will we go to a map 3? Let's send it back over to Pansy and Steel.
That is the big question, isn't it? Are we going the distance, or does PRX with this slightly adjusted comp have what it takes? Josh, where does your mind go when you see these adjustments to the more traditional, I guess, 2024 comp coming out here for someone like PRX?
It's a really well-rounded composition. It lets you do many things. You can get a lot of space taken with the fade, with the gecko, getting those initiators involved. The raise obviously is just a staple on this map, and then the double controller helps both sides really with dicing up the map, helping with the retakes, and Bind essentially comes down to that. It's basically find out where the weaker side is, hit it, and then it's the retake for the other team. Right now though, PRX, 4 people short A. Not confirmed info from FUT, just knowing that there's someone there, but how many? Working up towards that hookah area. That B site is exposed right now. The timing is everything. If they are caught out, that Brim Smoke, that's the attacker side Brim Smoke, just to take this control.
Apa win rate-nya sama-sama 0%? PRX sama FUT. Tumben banget.
Info. And a big 4-man TP could be the difference maker here. Does Cracks catch them?
I mean, he can
both have aspirations.
The fuck? Sama-sama 0% anjing. Oh, Newcom.
Surely.
Newcom strat.
No paint shots for the defenders. Like, it's too hard to get through that, but it might be a 5 versus 5 retake here. The smokes are going to come down in a second, surely.
Device playing forward, though. I'm looking how close he gets to this. He's leaning forward in CT. You can see why. Has a line towards the captain. Just going to spam through the smoke and it works. Footer on the side, but look at the pre-take. Look at the absolute pre-take. What's going on here? PRX. I mean, yeah, you spotted him. Cracks, but you got final 5. Not going to happen. And the hit squad makes it to the site.
An almost flawless pistol round for PRX.
Tiba-tiba menang PRX anjing.
As well. The timing was everything. FUT maybe a little bit too slow on their approach there. Getting that information from Cracks at short A, and still all the defenders are able to move through lamps, through spawn, and get
tadi
out
sama-sama 100. Kagak Jos, tadi gak 100.
Basically out on the site. That's just not
Emang
good
tadi
enough
100 ya?
Maybe they're looking at that last map. Oh, we let that get away. We can't make any mistakes. And now, are they playing, instead of playing to win, they're playing not to lose, and their slow approach is what's going to catch them?
And that is a worry, isn't it? The impact of that previous map. There's something to be said about close losses, how they hurt even more than just the clear-cut one-way affairs. And that one might sting. already something showing off where that Vandal may be. There are two.
Halo Edward, selamat malam.
And just the Spectre and the Sheriff to round.
Selamat malam teman-temanku.
You didn't like that. Oh, the
That's a big combo.
Yeah, if they swing this, yeah, they are so weak. And yeah, comfortable in the end. Get the round done. Four staying alive. No loss of weaponry. They're happy.
You know what's interesting though?
PROSCREEN.
FUT is a huge Spectre and well, not Spectre.
Iya kan, tadi FUT cuma 40%. PRX doang yang 100%. Salah tadi. Salah data nih Josh ini nih. Pacu.
Heavy shields on 4 players, only light shields on 1. They've got their Vandals and their Phantoms up. They're playing for this round. PRX, 2 Vandals only, 2 Bulldogs and a Spectre here. So this is going to be a big test for FUT to be able to, again, like they did on this last map, set the tone.
Potentially an aggressive start here. I say potentially, absolutely is. Jing flying down the map, but it's Mind Freak to be rewarded first, and the follow-up found for him too.
Anjay, Bang Mind Freak.
They're asserting dominance.
Bang Mind Freak, pelan-pelan Bang Mind Freak.
Personified, but in the most perfectly executed way. They have.
In this,
yeah, they have everything they need here. And the captain. Oh, it's just perfect.
Whoa.
PRX. They look so good at this.
Is back.
The aggression, just profound.
Kenapa lu mainnya nggak gini kemarin? Tahun G2, ha?
On basically all fronts. The spike couldn't be deeper in enemy control, but he can't isolate the fight. It's 3 clear-cut rounds, and I'm worried about FUT's mental here. I'm worried they're getting boomed.
Nah, tapi gue merasa ya guys ya, bentar, kita perlu analisa sedikit. Di sini PRX terlihat jago kan? Perlu di note sama kalian, iya memang jago. Aiming mereka lagi menyala, tapi strategi mereka nggak berubah loh. Gue ngerasa strategi mereka itu masih sama loh. Dari permainan utility-nya sih jadi lebih bagus, cuma strategi mereka itu tetap agresif. Lo lihat tadi kan, Jing tetap maju nge-rush, Aaron nge-backup di hookah. Tuh, nih lagi nih. Tuh, 3 orang. Tuh kan. Tuh. Tetap bro. Ini tetap nge-rush mereka. Ini kebetulan dapat tim FUT yang bego. Kebetulan ini FUT ini bego nih. Ini aimnya lagi bagus. Dan lawannya tuh bodoh. Kemarin G2 tuh sebenarnya cara mainnya kemarin sama G2 sama. Bedanya aimingnya aja lagi busuk kemarin. Kalau ini aimingnya lagi pada nyala nih. Itu nge-whiff loh something loh.
That timeout has to hit quick here. They are getting absolutely pushed around this server.
Timeout needs to come in. FUT need to pick up 1 round.
Jangan salah, FUT itu kuat juga.
2 out of the next 4 right now. Otherwise, I think
tapi PRX sudah pernah ngalahin FUT, coy. Udah 2 kali dikalahin FUT.
Coming back from that, you know, it was a close game the whole way through. But right here, PRX could steal this 10-2, 11-1 even. Easy. And defense side, this isn't the easy side.
Because look at their money. Finances are booming. The ults are going to come through as well. It's just
snowballing, yeah.
It's so hard. So it's this round.
Waduh, Jing sama something loh.
Wah kan? Thin ice. Now they've traded effectively this time. They've won an extremity. That's something.
Kena kan lo kan? Kena trading kan lo? Batu sih batu.
Very funny.
Conversion is must needed for FUT.
Mind Freak, that's huge. Actually getting noted as big. They can try.
Whoa!
Okay, you may see where he is, but it may not seem to matter. He's isolating fight. And they're falling like flies. Oh, what are we doing?
Ngapain Senet anjing?
An absolute fumble here.
The fuck, Senet tolol cuk.
Right, but the timing's wrong.
Senet, halo? Senet, bang dikit bangkong.
They're crumbling, Josh. They're crumbling.
That was a 4-on-3. He's not isolating the fight. FUT is doing what they did against EDG. They're running, they're scattering around. They're trying to chase down the kills, but they're not doing it together. We talked about how they played those post plants on on that first map Sunset, and how they kind of moved here together in tandem, did this, did that, shifted over there together. But here, what is this? One goes left, one goes right, one's in the smoke, one's over
in the mosh.
And
then he runs into his teammate's mosh.
The fuck?
Like,
Heads in the game, boys.
Come on. This is
Do it for him.
PRX gets
FNS
it's
and
online. It's good. Yeah. This is just the toughest snowball.
Sekarang FNS sudah jadi streamer PRX ya.
Got to see more. A set piece. Get some stability. Get some assurances.
Oh, Jin
and right
kena
now
loh.
it's Jin getting some taken out of Captain. Mind
Nice.
Freak finding cracks. This is looking like curtain call here. There's only so many ways to say this. It's just perfect work from PRX. 6 now.
Okay.
The difference between map 1 and map 2 is
time
such
out,
a stark
kasih.
contrast. Josh, where's the timeout?
FUT
They
mau
need
timeout
a
nggak?
lifeline here. They need, I don't know, get out the resuscitation pads. What is going on? They have been just broken through this.
PRX has had a really good handle of the situation. Good aggression, good teamwork. It's not just mindless aggression.
No,
They're
it's
moving
not.
together, and FUT is making these individual mistakes. They're not catching their timing, starting with that pistol round. They missed their timing to get into B. Here, now it's just they got to the point where PRX, they've got the momentum on their side. They're snowballing because they have their ultimates
Tumben
coming
PRX
online.
defense-nya
They're
bener.
getting the momentum because
Ini tuh lagi
their
hoki
energy,
aja,
they're
guys.
winning 6 rounds in a row.
Serius deh.
Now, they've unlocked
Aiming,
the
enggak, gue akuin
ability to
PRX
go
aimingnya
risk.
lagi
It's not
nyala.
gonna be
Iya,
that
gue akuin.
devastating for them
Tapi
because
strategi
they've
mereka
always
tetap
been
sama,
buy
nggak
round after buy
berubah.
round after buy round. That they're going to go for these. They're going to be really aggressive. And FUT, they need to be able to convert
Ini
these
mereka
rounds. When they get
hoki
those
loh lawan
there's
FUT
a
loh.
2-for-1 trade on showers.
FUT ini rada-rada tolol mainnya nih gue liat nih.
Now, that's a great start.
Kacau.
You have to convert in that 4-on-3. You have
Ini
to still
FUT-nya
move together.
kurang. Yang bilang
We've seen
FUT
them move
jago.
together. They were doing it on
Ya gue nggak tahu di match-match sebelumnya ya. Gue kan nggak ngikutin FUT. Cuma di match ini FUT-nya kayak orang bego anjir. Jadi PRX terlihat jago, tapi pas kemarin lawan G2 yang rapih banget, G2 mainnya sabar banget. Wah. GG bro. Counter PRX itu cuma sabar. Sedangkan FUT ini kurang sabar. Dia sabar tapi kurang sabar. Harusnya sabar banget. Kayak diadu terus sama FUT. Biasanya kan mereka ngebait gitu loh.
Whatever's happened in this timeout, guys, better have had a good word because you don't want to go out with a whimper. This is elimination. This isn't just another game. This isn't just another group stage. PRX. Yeah, setting up the firing squad, and this could be an execution waiting, and it absolutely is. Body after body dropped in.
Apa gue bilang?
Again, a two-man
Bodoh kan?
disadvantage to begin
FUT
with.
bodoh kan?
Something holding the line. It's easy.
FUT-nya bodoh
They
anjir.
look so in the zone, so comfortable. As said, I can't stress it enough.
FUT-nya absen.
Is nightmare-inducing, confident, aggressive in all the right ways, and hard to get a beat on. And for FUT, and for our captain, it's a formality. This round, he wants it done. Get back into it, get that buy up, and get going, because this is a landslide. And PRX are at the top of the mountain right now.
It's the second flawless for PRX in this half.
Kacau ini mah.
I think maybe 2 or 3 rounds where they had 4 alive as well to close these rounds out. It's not even like it's a close game where it's like coming down to the wire, the clutches, the one-on-one situation where FUT's
FUT
kind
itu
of
cacing-cacing
faltering at the end.
naga-naga.
These are just so one-sided.
Kalau lagi bego, sama si PRX juga kayak begitu. PRX juga cacing-cacing naga-naga. Lo pikir PRX performance-nya stabil. Tapi kalau 13-0 nggak mungkin hoki dong. Enggak, memang gue nggak bilang PRX itu hoki. Gue bilang PRX itu lagi nyala aimingnya. Kan kayak gue bilang, strategi PRX itu cuma bisa works kalau aiming mereka tuh lagi nyala semua. Dan lawan mereka itu ikut gak sabaran. Jadi strategi PRX itu harusnya kalian semua udah tahu lah. Kok nggak? Kenapa Forsaken nggak ngebantu? Maksudnya nggak standby aja? Kenapa ikutan kabur anjir? Jadi strategi PRX itu melibatkan main agresif. Karena kan gini, playstyle kebanyakan tim itu kan mereka itu sabar kan. Emang jarang playstyle seperti PRX yang agresif bahkan ketika lagi ngejaga, lagi ngedefend. Jadi mereka itu sengaja ngebikin orang-orang itu ke-trigger sama agresivitas mereka, ikutan agresif. Akhirnya mereka jadi bubar. Tapi ketika lawan mereka itu bisa tahan sabar, nggak agresif, mainnya itu tetap rapi, sabar, itu counternya PRX. Ditambah lagi, PRX itu harus ngandelin raw aim. Karena ketika mereka nge-push, mereka itu ngandelin raw aim, bukan utility. Utility mereka tuh agak kurang, menurut gua ya.
And it looks like FUT has probably found
Mereka bukannya mereka nggak pakai utility, pemakaian utility mereka tuh nggak efisien gitu. Jadi mereka tuh kebanyakan ngandelin raw aim.
8 rounds.
Sedangkan permainan seperti Fnatic, seperti G2, mereka itu ngandelin util mereka dan aiming mereka.
Round by round, if they can get it, I mean, 4 rounds in a row is not unheard of. If they're able to do this, 7-5, we have a game on our hands. PRX is in such a comfortable position still, though. They still have.
Oke, lu lihat kan? Aaron ngejaga di atas box itu ngapain? Itu agresif banget.
Probably are still feeling confident enough to take these risks, to look for these duels. Maybe 1 or 2 more opportunities for FUT to be able to get back in with those kind of risks that PRX is taking.
Ngerti kan? Kenapa kan? Di round tadi kan, pada agresif, jadi pada ngandelin duel 1v1 gitu.
Well-rounded from FUT. They have everything they want, but a double stack towards Showers has been given a lot of freedom here. PRX are going to be behind the wire, deep in enemy territory.
Don't sit in lamps. That orbital strike's online. You have to take some space. CNED at the front of it. Identifies this.
I think they noted it. Nightfall this time, and the next ult from Mr. Fallen as well. Fishhawk comes in, the reaggress through Showers. Jing gets caught. They've got to know there's another here.
Utilnya udah habis.
The Mind Freak looking to punish. He doesn't get what he wants. There's a fight still in him. FUT not down yet, not out. Still trying to hold what they can here. Secure what remains in this half. There's something left to have to respect this, but he is being hunted. Yedajay wants that operator gone. Almost. He knows he's going to repeat. It's something. Of course he is. They are hunting him down left, right, and center. They've got him. They've got their man. Finally, they strike back in full force.
A convincing round.
Bahkan kayak something aja tadi, bukannya saving aja ke corner, ke elbow, dia malah mau ngepick kan, dia greedy kill kan. Mendingan ke elbow tadi dia.
They take this time out. They need
to
understand, hey, you know, there's a couple
Fallen nggak absen 2 orang di Heaven. Kan aneh.
And now it's like, wait, okay, you know, now they're starting to shoot back. Now we need to make sure, okay, we have a good lead, 5-round lead. There's a few more rounds.
Susah. Gue udah bilang PRX ini strateginya belum berubah. Terlihat jago, iya gue akuin jago aimingnya. Tapi lu nggak bisa bro main Valorant cuma ngandelin aiming. Main Valorant itu mesti utilization dan aiming dan strategi. Gue bukannya bilang PRX harus berubah drastis playstyle-nya ya. Dari yang agresif jadi saya G2 sabar itu. Enggak. Menurut gua agresif itu adalah cara yang bagus juga untuk ngobok-ngobok lawan. Tapi nggak semua perkara, nggak semua case itu agresif solusinya. Ada saatnya lu harus agresif, ada saatnya lu harus chill the fuck up gitu. Kayak Genji lah. Genji itu tahu kapan harus agresif, kapan harus sabar, kapan mereka harus ngebait. Supaya kenapa? Karena dengan mereka tuker-tuker, entar agresif, entar sabar, entar agresif. Musuh tuh jadi bingung. Ini kira-kira round ini mereka agresif apa enggak ya? Akhirnya overthinking gitu. Satu gue paham gak sih? Nah kalau PRX ini setiap ronde agresif, ya musuh udah tahu dong. Bahkan ketika kayak gini nih, musuhnya udah nge-counter, udah tahu nih. Oke, lu agresif kan? Mereka kadang nggak ngerubah strategi, tetap agresif, tetap ngadu skill, ngadu bantai, ngadu 1v1 gitu. Susah banget anjir.
Judge and Hookah. The double initiator with that raise is going to be able to sniff out a few of these situations.
You'd hope so.
Nah, abis time out diingetin sama coach Alec. Anak-anak babi, bisa nggak lu pada jangan agresif mulu. Gitu.
There we go. Now, does that shut down the attempt towards Hookah, or does it make them reassess how they want to approach this?
Coba 4 second ngapain tuh ada di atas lagi tuh.
About a minute left.
Oh, a Dizzy could just crush this right now, or a Haunt. This is risky for CNED right now. With the fake Viper ulti up short A.
That Judge sees is good.
They don't know that nobody's behind him. They're afraid to peek.
So posturing.
Playing with fire.
But I'm also noting Devin.
Lihat, Senet. Mau agresif gak jadi, mundur. Nah itu maksud gua sabar kan. Kalau dia tadi agresif nge-push, dia hajar sama Something. Something udah bener juga. Udah nggak ngebait, nggak nge-push. Jadi ya gitu maksud gua. Jadi sayang nyawa lah. Nice. Nice.
left to his own devices, surrounded on all fronts with 5 seconds. The spike is not in hand, and he knows this one's wraps. Get out of there, get out of danger. PRX shifting gear.
Nice.
We credit them for their aggression, for their confidence, for their fast plays.
Itu kalau Jing langsung double satchel maju, makanya.
Real patience in approach, sitting deep, working what they had. Great timing on that push up from Devin as well.
They let FUT make the mistake again. Ill-timed. They run out of time here. Tank this pain shells. Nope. Don't even get the spike planted. Afraid to go hookah because of the judge. Walking up, contact up long B. Can't find an opening. Gets tethered, haunted, everything. Funneled. I don't know what the idea was there from FUT. It was too slow.
Yeah, got caught just at the end. And then again, the aggression starting here. Taking control. Quite indicative that they found no resistance thus far, but there is a player keeping track of this. That is going to be Mr. Fallen.
Nah kan, lihat kan? Tuh, 1 ronde doang kan sabarnya kan? Tuh, 1 ronde doang sabarnya. Abis itu nge-push lagi kan, lu lihat tuh. Tuh, pokoknya PRX itu tuh, tangannya tuh untung guys kalau nggak nge-push. Tuh, lihat kan? 1 ronde doang setiap kali abis time out, dia sabar. Nah, lo tuh, lu lihat kan? Lu lihat kan? Jing tolol satu itu kan?
Crunch through the TP, they get the man back on cracks. Follow up, Divine! Just decimating 3! A glimmer of hope shattered in a second. And now the cross going to be watched and controlled by something yet left alone again.
Gue jadi Alex, meskipun mereka menang, gue marah. Tuh kan? Mereka tuh bisa menang lebih banyak anjir. Mereka bisa menang tanpa 3 orang mati. Jadi lu ngerti kan kadang? Gak sabar. Lu lihat kan? Gak sabar. Lu ngerti gak sih? Kayak iya, lu ronde itu menang. Tapi gak sabar anjir. Buat lu pada yang ngomong mereka fun mainnya segala macam, iya bagus memang fun. Tapi dari sisi coach, gue ngomong dari sisi Alex ya. Pasti Alex juga, makanya lu kadang sering lihat kan. PRX tuh menang ronde, tapi Alex tuh kayak stres. Karena menurut Alex, dan kayaknya Alex udah pernah ngomong juga, menang ronde bukan berarti semua yang lu lakuin itu bener. Kadang ada faktor hoki. Gitu loh. Nah, faktor hoki itu kan bukan sesuatu yang bisa diandalkan.
Now you're going to see the molly coming in. Now you're going to see all the counter util, and you're right, that is in play and is going to be utilized. Mindfreak could get caught in this one. Jing still going to be doing the damage. Takes away CNED, gets a little closer, goes down. Mindfreak is weak, 10 HP, can't do the damage. And now numbers favorable towards FUT should have the time on their side. This should be the gate shut on this round and this half at a 9-3.
Rash out. So hard, 2 versus 4 to come back into this. Krax hears this as well. 1 hookah, 1 long, crossfire.
They should have everything they need here. Should be a slam dunk.
Nih, lu lihat.
Seal it. Cracks. Okay.
Tuh, lu lihat FUT sabar kan?
He did well before, but this is very hard. They are isolated, but they swing together.
Lu, nih kalau lu lihat cara main FUT kan? FUT itu sabar. Mereka post plan-nya hold angle. Kalau PRX itu bakalan ngecari orangnya.
This has been a half to remember for them, and it might be the one to secure their safety here in Champs.
Jadi kayak sayang aja gitu loh. Kalau PRX tadi tuh yang ngejaga tuh post plan tuh, dicari orangnya, jalan-jalan tuh. 1 orang doang palingan jaga site, 3-nya jalan-jalan. Susah, Cok. Maksud gua nih strategi kayak gitu it works karena lawan lu FUT yang cupu. Cupu bro, FUT di sini. Di match ini ya, FUT itu cupu. Gua nggak bilang FUT itu tim cupu, tapi di match ini FUT itu cupu. Tapi kalau lawan lu kayak kemarin, G2, lu nggak akan bisa menang, anjir. Strategi lu tuh dibaca. Literally lu tuh dibaca kayak textbook cara bermain strategi PRX di turnamen Valorant 101. 1 Jing goblok gitu. Gitu tuh. Makanya kadang dibilang kalau mau dirombak, yang dirombak coach atau pemain. Menurut gua ya, pemainnya, Cok. Karena coach itu kan bisa ngasih nasihat doang. In the end, pemainnya yang mau ngikutin playstyle coachnya apa enggak gitu. Vitality sama Leviathan dukung siapa bang? Leviathan lah anjir. Kalau seandainya PRX sama FUT powernya sama, FUT menang mudah. Ya, exactly. FUT bisa menang mudah kalau aiming levelnya sama PRX. Di sini FUT aiming levelnya di bawah PRX saja. Sering kalah 1v1. Jadi kayak gue bilang, PRX ini tuh ngandelin hoki guys. Mereka itu pakai strategi yang sama, ngandelin hoki doang. Kalau hoki itu nggak ada, mereka nggak bisa menang.
This is so important right here, because otherwise PRX is just flying their way into that next round.
Tanggapan VCT Pacific bakal ke Jakarta, Ascension Pacific Jakarta, iya. Gue mau nonton.
The Prowler going to connect, the Dizzy going to confirm it, and the pace is just unbelievable, but it's working. Look at this! They are just running them down! The only one to fight back was out of Captain, but the site is theirs. Spike's already down, and you're looking at Yedajay and CNED, the big man himself with the Sheriff, but he's only got 4 kills so far. This hasn't been a big map for him. Forsaken, yes, barely breathing, but still alive with a gun in hand. Something.
Butuh in-game leader yang bagus gak sih? Bisa.
Well, the paint shot's good enough for something, but do they clear Forsaken diligently? CNED trying to take those steps, trying to get closer towards lamps. Spots out Mindfreak, but time is becoming an issue. They've got to get moving.
Lu ngerti gak sih Mindfreak?
And now they go, but look at the
lu
reposition
ngapain?
That's lovely, but he gets cleared. Another 1v1, but time, Josh, is ticking. Divide tries to play the game, and he does so well. Heartbreak from the outset. 10 found for PRX. Double digits off the rip.
CNED needs to go huge with this Sheriff right now. Otherwise, PRX, man. I don't know if there's much else to say about this right now. We heard it from the coach, I believe, in the interview. It's like, even if you guys lose 13-0, hold W,
ada si GRS tadi, gue nggak
that's
ngeliat.
basically what they did. As soon as they, they get into that Viper Orb, they...
Tipe-tipe menang yang bikin Alex banting meja, betul.
Take down Mr. Fallen. Continue. Not even stopping to set up the wingman for that plant. Just hold W.
Man, it is a treat to watch them, you got to admit. But FUT on the receiving end, it's a hard game to witness. And already being pushed away from B-Long, PRX, just juggernauts running through this. At a Captain, down a little low, you're looking at CNED, you're looking at a Captain with those Sheriffs. It's Yedajay to strike, but still cleared up so quickly. A comfortable plant in the end. As I said, just bulldozering their way through. Plants there. Mr. Fallen and Cracks, what are you going to do?
5 up long B, you got that Brimstone, triple smokes, 1 down at spawn, elbow, hookah, and CNED jumping through it too. I mean, his demise right now, PRX is just crushing it. Not much that these classics can do on the side of FUT, where we might be looking down the barrel of a 13-3.
Seems like he doesn't it? And again, the caliber of teams we have here.
Kebetulan aja ini, FUT ini aimingnya sampah aja.
A champions winner in the form of CNED on one side. A finalist in the other, of course, PRX falling short to EG in the end, but still, what a series that was. Oh, it won't make much difference now, mate, knife or not. Nah, he's just going to go for the spike in the end.
From the way they've been shooting.
Lihat something nggak ngecek corner, lihat kan? Lihat kan, something nggak ngecek corner, lihat tolol kan?
To give that orb up to something, give him the
tolol kan?
I guess that's the
tolol
logic
itu.
behind that.
I mean, he was one away.
Dan FUT-nya juga tolol kan, nggak ngebunuh kan? Aneh. Padahal dia bisa ngebunuh dapat duit. Aneh kan, tolol juga. Makanya gue bilang FUT ini tolol.
That scoreline is just monumental.
Well,
Well, this is it, isn't it?
This
This
is it.
could be the swan song of the entire run for FUT.
Judge on Raze, that's going to be fast lamps control into his own paint shells right here.
Gotta say, Jing, a master of this, and that's why! Just the buckshot to the brain of Yedajay. The upgrade found and sight control is theirs. As said, this could be the last real effort from FUT. If you're facing 12, it might be too steep of a climb, but for now the plant is in. And the timer now set for FUT to try and take back this site.
Berkali-kali loh.
Insult to injury with this Thrash. How many does it get? 1.
Oh, now they try and tighten the screws on the site itself. FUT, though, taking some good steps here. Something now makes his presence known, gets the upgrade and gets out, but they now know where he is. A nice little lineup there, can't deny it. That is going to secure so much time.
Nice, Mind Freak. Nice. Main Freak
is playing to that clock, working away at FUT, chipping them down, and Cracks tries as best he can. Keeping them in this series. Barely alive.
Barely is the key word. The economy
Bego.
is just shattered.
Bego,
I don't even
bego.
know if they can
Bego.
afford to purchase more Vandals here. It's going to be Light Shields, Bulldogs. There's nothing else they can really do. PRX is just keeping the pressure on. And I mean, we see that from Jing. He gets the kill. It's a 5-on-4. He switches to the Vandal. He keeps holding W. But I mean, why not? Right now, with this lead, with this momentum, with this confidence, keep going for it. You have the rounds to play with to do these things and really just crush FUT at a certain time, 11-7, 11-8. Maybe that's when you get down to business. But right now, 7-round lead. Why not?
Keep it going.
Aduh, gak rapi banget PRX mainnya lu.
Yeah, Jing knew it too. He's out of there. Forsaken overwatching to see if they try and re-clear that space.
Bisa menang loh tadi loh.
Start here for PRX. Just testing.
PRX bisa menang 12 itu.
This defensive setup for FUT's making me nervous. The one-person spotting towards Hookah and the jiggle towards Long B.
Tell me how the captain's at least got full shields. He does, but it
the
doesn't
headshot.
matter. The headhunter himself, something taken away at a captain and leaving.
Headhunter, outlaw kocak.
And the wingman will.
Headhunter sih.
If not with Dizzy. Oh, good response. Cned's quick to it.
Help him out.
Ngapain coba something ini tadi?
For a second now, Mr. Fallen screwed. He was all alone. Cned has to make up for that little bit of a mistake, that little hesitation. But now he's got no security. Has to fall away to CT and give up the site.
Bring them down. Spike planted. We found one. I'll find you.
The wrap towards Hookah. Cned's going to take down Mind Freak. That's huge. Cned starting to clear house. Forsaken though in a 1v3 position. Unconsidered thus far. Can he clutch up and get them to 12? Oh, it wasn't clean on the first. And Cned thriving there.
Lihat kan?
Moved away for a second.
Aiming nggak kena, kalah udah.
But he came back at the right time.
Big round for Cned.
Capek gua. Jujur gue capek banget lihat PRX.
Needs to do this. PRX
kayak gue tuh berharap ada perubahan gitu.
Maybe
gak ada, bro.
Do a low econ buy here. Let another round slip into the favor of FUT. But I don't think they have to get a little bit nervous. I think this round, if you're going to use any to highlight the differences in teamwork between PRX and FUT, it's right here. We see how this player gets this kill in Hookah. He's driving it back out. No Viper wall to come up early enough for him to be able to go. First of all, it was a split into a 2A, 2B setup. Cned doesn't even follow through to help him away. Still, they end up with the round.
It's all stingers, all light shields. And why do I feel it might work? Jing's still alive, so I still hold my breath. But for now, it's an effective trade in favor to FUT. They keep the man advantage, they keep control, and they've seen a lot.
The reposition as well from FUT. Getting into that long B, Cned as well. Moving over, jump spotting for that Hookah angle, and the passive retake setup from Cracks on A Heaven right now. Really understanding exactly the only win conditions for PRX right now. That showstopper is also going to be in play, though.
That's Pixel spotted. Had a captain going to keep his head down. And here comes the problem. Here comes the danger man, Jing. Didn't check Octagon, but sends it towards CT and gets a trade. Oh, but out of captain. Safe pair of hands there. That's another step. It's an arduous road, Josh. This is going to be a slog if they want to try and bring this back. The purchase now going to come up here for PRX. They've got rounds to play with, but maybe a timeout here before it gets too close. Keep them back in line. Give them that plan to move forward with.
11-7, 11-8. Those are kind of where you're hitting that red line of this is getting a little bit too uncomfortable considering where we were, where we came from. FUT still needing to play almost perfect at this moment, and I don't think they're quite there yet. They're winning the rounds, and it's not though off of good decision making really. It's off of the back of big heroic plays. So CNED getting that 4K in the previous round, getting that kill right before he dies to the showstopper here at a captain playing in the smokes. But what I don't like, what they did there with the 3B retake A, perfect. That's good. You're against stingers, you understand what's going on, you're doing this gamble stack. But these other rounds,
bisa menang gampang jadi 6-11. Capek gak lo?
3 or 4 PRX members and you only have 2 to defend right now. So FUT, they're kind of there, but there's still a way for them to slip. And PRX is just, they have 11 already. If FUT slips one time, that's overtime secured for PRX. There's not enough rounds to play with. They need to be absolutely perfect, and not only that, like they're not even close to perfect right now.
They're not.
But
it could happen.
It could happen. I mean, it could happen. This would be really weird because normally Bind's an attack-sided map, and these are great compositions to be attack-sided. We
great
see
attack-sided teams
and
as well.
that too.
I mean, stranger things have happened. One away from the Nightfall, one away from the Fishhole, one away from Viper's Pit. We've got a lot coming up for FUT, but they don't have rounds to play with, as we highlighted. This is very much back to the wall Val. Similar scenes for PRX as well. They should have a snowball round soon enough. We are seeing the Operator coming out for CNED.
That deep showers line is going to help alleviate some pressure for the defense. Cracks. Spotting short A, ready to dip into showers to help CNED or just defend against that A site. And Ada Captain already shifting over towards A.
Orang sekarang nunjukin layar HP jadi ngecek semenjak cewek kamera kemarin.
That is a big problem actually. And I wonder how
Pasti cewek kemarin udah nggak mau nonton lagi, bro.
With a very early
VCT kehilangan satu penonton gara-gara kameramen.
Taking map control. They haven't given up much on the rest of the side of the other side of the map either.
CNED shifting back over to this lamp here to watch short A deep. Instead of having that showers line, that Viper wall going up would block his sight line. So good reposition.
3, 2.
They understand right now. Nothing's happened towards B yet. It's going to be A.
CNED having to respect it. Has to back away deeper towards site. Looking for a readjust towards maybe Tri-Box. Cracks is in towards shower, so that's still a big factor here. They're all going to come down to deny the plant.
30 seconds and Yedajay's positioned if where that TP comes.
Wingman doing his job as best he can, gets denied again. Now the Nightfall, now CNED strikes. Jing gonna answer back in kind. Man advantage now with PRX, but Cracks' position could be huge. As can be said for Yedajay, but Mindfreak's watching it. Mindfreak wins, and now the problems begin. A 2v4, this is going to be everything.
Lo lihat kan FUT kan?
And Cracks left to rot at the end of this 12. Calling and answered by
FUT tolol banget.
PRX,
FUT tolol banget.
get the job done up to 12.
Match point. FUT's been feeling this pressure all game. That's 7-0 down to start off this map.
Sumpah, ini tuh
CNED.
Ini tuh
moved from showers because his teammates
PRX tuh
cut off his vision.
hoki, cok.
Moves over to lamps.
Hoki PRX ini, sumpah deh.
Right loses that vision that way. Needs to have a better position. I like the reposition. Wait for them to rotate back from B to short A. You get that line on them.
Just give me my money.
From like on top of truck, in front
Just
of the
give
truck,
me my
money.
Anjir, keren
is able
TikTok.
to pivot away. Right there, he loses that sight line. Sure, he uses the paint shells and the boom box.
Just give me my money.
But the 20 seconds on those brim smokes, it's not enough. 6 rounds in a row is what FUT needs, and PRX, they just need 1 round here. They have economy. They can do another.
Kita lihat nanti ya PRX lawan EDG, guys. EDG mainnya sekarang udah lebih rapi loh dibandingin dulu loh. Nah, EDG tuh improve loh. EDG tuh dulu mainnya mirip-mirip kayak PRX, kayak nge-push terus pakai AWP kan, agresif banget. Dulu EDG lawan PRX itu ngadu agresif lah ibaratnya. Nah sekarang EDG itu udah mulai rapi mainnya. Mulai tahu meskipun masih banyak agresifnya juga ya. Tapi nggak kayak PRX, mereka tuh actually lebih rapi mainnya. Makanya gue mau lihat EDG lawan PRX nanti siapa yang menang.
So they're thinking about just mass ultimates unloading at the same time.
FUT Eropa ya. FUT itu EMEA, betul Eropa.
Gamble with a couple rounds here where they don't use ultimates. And then
EDG dan PRX dulu kenceng-kenceng pencet gue, makanya.
Need to use their
EDG masih lose streak 5 kali lawan PRX, nah makanya nih kita lihat aja. Kalau gue jujur ya, gue pengennya EDG menang besok. Nggak besok, lusa ya, lusa. The fuck, Attack Kapal ngapain anjing?
Just making it hurt
Attack Kapal ngapain itu?
And Yellowjade to try and save the day to keep them standing and breathing, but they have to give up the site. Detained, he backs away. But what do you do in this? A 2v3, and you're so far from the site.
They have that wingman, they have that Viper's Pit. If they're able to get into the back of the site, pop that Viper's Pit, get the wingman on the spike, use that Dizzy probably to get them to the space. Thrash is invested instead.
They're trying everything, kitchen sink included. Sends it in, does catch his target, does get a man. They need to deal with him quickly though. They've got to spam it and they're trying to evade. He's gotten down. 2v2. Time is now of the essence. They cannot miss here, and Mind Freak is hitting everything. PRX.
Alright guys,
the force of
kita sudahan dulu.
They can be staying alive.
Terima kasih yang udah nonton. Jangan lupa kasih like, share, subscribe, dan join membership. Kita berjumpa lagi di streaming gue besok ya. Besok kita streaming.
Needed that round on Sunset. They needed that map to take it to a third map because everyone knows how strong and deadly PRX are together as a team. Getting kind of unlucky with the draw they got against G2.
Either way, thank you udah nonton. Jangan lupa kasih like, share, subscribe, dan join membership. See you all tomorrow. Di jam 3 sore kita streaming lagi. Besok tuh jadwalnya siapa ya? Let me check.
FUT came out and they tried. I mean, yes, map 2 was brutal.
Oh iya, streaming lagi maksudnya abis ini. Besok, maksudnya besok watch partinya. Besok Genji lawan Sentinel, Fnatic lawan Crew. Nah ini seru nih. Besok kita tonton ya guys ya. Genji lawan Sentinel, Fnatic lawan Crew. Let's go, kita tonton besok. Alright. Sampai jumpa di live streaming setelah ini. Gue bakal main TFT lagi. Like, share, subscribe, join membership buat yang belum. Terima kasih yang sudah. See you after this. Yaudah gitu aja sih. Thank you.
See them, they're running at you, they're confident, they've got the killer instinct, but it's not just one or two people that you highlight, it's all of them. They do it in tandem, they do it at the same time. It's just so much chaos to deal with, and they do it so well. They've been in these situations, and they are able to just snowball and steamroll through.
Yeah, the fans here turning out in force for PRX as well. Great to see the support there for them. And again, even in the earlier interviews with Yinzu, they weren't even looking that confident. They were like, oh, you know, we've been here before, I don't know. But every time you see me think, how can this team not be considered deadly? Every single time they come out and they look this good. What an absolute treat this series has been. And you got to feel for FUT on the other side. It's a hard one to face when it comes to this sort of situation.
Definitely difficult. Man, I'm actually annoyed that FUT kind of dropped the ball in that first map because Lotus, I think, would have been such a tremendous map to see the stylistic matchup. We have to wait until another day to see that from PRX because that double duelist comp that they have with this whole W style is so good.
No, it certainly is, and it's good to see them hitting their streak now. Some incredibly hard opening games, I think we could say this for both sides. But today, as said, PRX, that step above. After map 1, map 2 looked perfect.